It is a new IndyCar Series season. Finally, the winter for IndyCar has come to a close, and now it's time for a new season to start, and the storylines are so plentiful. Storylines that, of course, are always so gripping when it comes to this series. A loaded roster of drivers set to take the green flag on a new season, promising newcomers, but at the head of it all, of course, is the driver that has started to own this series, Alex Palou, the three-time reigning IndyCar champion. He's won 4 of the last 5 titles, and he is going for even more history this year. Hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to St. Petersburg, Florida. Thanks for having us in for the race. So great to get another IndyCar season started. It's going to be an amazing year with, again, all of those storylines from the drivers to the racetracks to the races themselves and, of course, the championship chase that we cannot wait to see if Alex Palou wins again or if someone's going to rip the trophy out of his grasp. I'm joined by Omi at the moment. We'll later be joined by others from the JBM crew. We're going to have a fun broadcast. It's going to be all over the place, which, that's normal for us. But Omi, glad to have you with us, joining the Ultimate Sports team for the first time. At least I think it's the first time. We'll call it the first time just for the theatrics of it. How are you today, ready to go for a new IndyCar Series season?
Oh, thank you very much, Matthew Owens. Doing very well, and I'm really, really excited. Great qualifying yesterday, and it leaves us in a good position for the race. And yeah, I guess we can say it's my first exclusive call. Even though the exclusive call will only last for a few minutes,
yes,
it is my first exclusive call. Of course, over on Mixlr, you guys would have heard me last year doing the commentary with JBM, sometimes when we teamed up. But yeah, now it is the first time I'm doing it exclusively, even though, as I said, it's only going to last for this pre-race and then about a lap into it.
Right, yes. And we're not going to bore you with the behind-the-scenes details of what is going on today. We're just going to bring you a race, and we're going to have tons of fun with it. So the streets of St. Petersburg, Omi, this has become the traditional start to the IndyCar Series season for about the last decade and a half or so now. So it has now become an event for IndyCar to start their season here. It's a beautiful circuit. It's a very unique street circuit. It's not like every street circuit in the world. You don't have a ton of those 90-degree corners that you find on street circuits around the world. We, of course, use an airport runway. There's a lot of sweeping corners. There's the technical section right in the middle of the racetrack. This is truly a racetrack that honestly is very unique to itself.
Yeah, and we could hold a season opener realistically anywhere. But there's only a few places where it actually does feel like a season opener. And this circuit, I guess, does feel like a season opener. It feels like a great place to open up the IndyCar season. It is a very challenging and great circuit, and it already sets the tone for what IndyCar is. It sets the tone of the challenge, the speed, and everything about this circuit. And it very much connects with exactly what IndyCar is meant to be about. So it's a great place to start our campaign here in 2026. And, everyone is re-energized and all set and ready to go, hoping to avoid the domination that we saw last year.
Yeah, let's talk about Alex Palou. He's won 4 of the last 5 IndyCar championships, including 3 in a row. He started last year by winning this race and by winning 4 of the first 5 races of the season. He is on another planet right now as far as it pertains to IndyCar, where he is versus the rest of the field. Is anyone going to take the fight to him today or in 2026 as a whole?
Very good question, and that is something that time will tell. I'm really hoping someone can, though. Really hoping someone can. You had Palou, who was just able to get on with things very much easily last year. But, McLaughlin's come in. He's looking competitive. Ericsson, he was also able to get to the front row. And then, of course, you got to Dennis Hauger, who, after becoming the Indy Next champion last year, now he steps up as well, and he was able to outqualify Alex Palou as well. Realistically, the challenge can come out of anywhere. If we look at how IndyCar has been over the years, realistically, that's the way we look at it. Of course, last year it was pretty much Alex Palou's show, and then a few people disrupting it here and there occasionally. But, I'm hoping going to be a typical IndyCar season where Alex Palou will still be the strong driver who he is. No one's going to take that away from him. But you're just going to get different drivers here and there trying to beat him and take the crown away.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And of course, already the fight is being taken to him, at least as far as this week is concerned, because in qualifying, it was Scott McLaughlin once again winning the pole here in St. Petersburg. He tends to like this racetrack. This is where his first career win came at just a couple of years ago. He did it from the pole. He's on the pole once again here today. We'll take a look at the starting grid here in just a few moments. But Scott McLaughlin seems to be a driver that can take the fight to Palou here today. We mentioned it is a stacked field of drivers once again. They call this the fastest racing on earth. It's also perhaps the most eclectic racing on earth because you have drivers from all around the country and the world. You have these state-of-the-art cars with these amazing teams, amazing looking vehicles. That's what IndyCar is all about. And of course, a schedule which incorporates permanent road courses, street courses, and ovals. And we are so excited to get the season started. And as, of course, you always are when an IndyCar season starts. You can't wait to get to the month of May in Indianapolis, 84 days away from the 110th running of the greatest spectacle in racing. But today we start the season in St. Petersburg. We are excited for it. Let's take a look now at the starting grid for today's running of the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, a race that was first run in 2003, and on the pole, as mentioned, is Scott McLaughlin. His first career win came in this race from the pole in 2022. He's alongside Marcus Ericsson, who won this race in 2023. The rookie, Dennis Hauger, the Norwegian Nightmare, the reigning IndyNext champion, with a stunning qualifying run. He's in row 3 alongside Alex Palou. Row 3, the 24-year-old from Chicago, David Malukas, making his Penske debut, and the other Dale Coyne racing car up there at the front of the field, Romain Grosjean, who's back. Marcus Armstrong, the 25-year-old New Zealander, in row 4 with Pato O'Ward from Mexico. Louis Foster, the 2024 IndyNext champion. He's in row 5 along with that beautiful Sunoco livery driven by Kiffin Simpson. Felix Rosenqvist, 5th and 7th in the last two St. Petersburg races. He's in row 6 with the 24-year-old Danish driver Christian Lundgaard. Will Power makes his first start with a team not named Team Penske in the last 272 races. He's in row 7 with the Milwaukee winner Christian Rasmussen. Kyle Kirkwood from Jupiter, Florida. He's won 3 times on street courses. And Scott Dixon with him, 58 career wins, but never here. Santino Ferrucci from Connecticut in row 9 with Graham Rahal, who's on that 142 race winless drought. Row 10, the teammates from Juncos, Renus VK and Stingray Robb from Idaho. Row 11, Mick Schumacher. So excited to have him in IndyCar alongside Nolan Siegel in his second full season for McLaren. Joseph Newgarden in row 12 with the Brazilian rookie Caio Collet. And out back is Alexander Rossi, who has his worst starting spot since Toronto in 2023. And that is your starting grid for this Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete. 100 laps, as you see, 180 miles, 290 kilometers for this season opener here in St. Pete. And cars on the track, Omi, and parade and pace laps will get started as we get set to go. We went through that grid. Joseph Newgarden starting all the way down in 23rd. He is outside the top 20 on a starting grid in a Penske car for just the 8th time in his career. It was a disaster for him in qualifying yesterday. Same for Alexander Rossi, 2 really hard chargers that'll start at the very back.
It was already a season which kind of displayed, a few shocks and very much a bit of a mixed order. So as you describe and as you mentioned, there's a few drivers with a lot of work to do from the back, and they'll hope they can try and recover and do something to get themselves all the way to the front. So it'll be an interesting race to follow. But yeah, it is IndyCar. Chaos can always kind of appear here and there. So, there might be some opportunities for those drivers slightly nearer towards the back who couldn't quite get through the group stages, and then of course very much later on then into the Fast Six to try and recover and maximize today. But it's going to be a bit of a tough task.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult task always to come from the back in one of these IndyCar races, especially at a track like this. And for Joseph Newgarden and Alexander Rossi, they know extremely well how to win these kinds of races, but from the very back, that's going to be difficult indeed. So, as we mentioned, parade and pace laps are underway. We will be joining JB and the folks at JBM here very shortly once we basically get to the end of the first lap. We'll be doing that. But Omi, it's been good to be with you here on joining the Ultimate Sports team here for the last 10 minutes plus one lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And then life's back to basically normal. But hopefully we can organize something in the future again as well to, I guess, continue this on. But yeah, at least we've been able to enjoy it for a slight period. And now we'll, I guess, all combine together and enjoy the start of a new season of racing.
Well, of course, it is still, for so many, the very start of the racing season. Later today here on the channel, we'll have the third race of the NASCAR Cup Series season. IMSA's off and running. Formula One's not too far away now, and IndyCar gets started here today. It is a beautiful day on the west coast of Florida in St. Petersburg, just outside, of course, of Tampa Bay. And it's, of course, more times than not, it's always beautiful in this area of the country. 70 degrees, sun shining brightly. Did have rain mess with the schedule on Friday, but it's been all good since then. As we are just moments away from the start of this season opening race. This is the 23rd annual running of the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. It first ran back in 2003. Of course, there's been St. Petersburg Grand Prix since 1985, but the first time IndyCar came here was in 2003. Paul Tracy won that race. This race has had 6 different winners in the last 6 years. Perhaps we will have more excitement here today, Omi, as the field is getting doubled up and getting set to start around this 1.8-mile street course on the west coast of Florida.
Tension is rising. You can tell it is very nearly the beginning of a journey. Of course, you will be very much looking for the journey all the way till the Brickyard later on. But, of course, also to crown our champion in a few more further months' time, it is very nearly to go green in IndyCar 2026.
Scott McLaughlin on the pole, Marcus Ericsson to his outside. They come into the hairpin, which is the final corner on this racetrack, which brings you on to the airport runway, this long and very wide front straightaway. The green flag flies, and it's time to drop the hammer on a new IndyCar Series season. Scott McLaughlin gets a good start from pole, sweeps from inside to outside, has a clean approach into turn number 1, ahead of Marcus Ericsson. Dennis Hauger, the rookie, in third, has Alex Palou to his left through the switchback turns 2 and 3, and Palou slithers his way past the rookie Hauger up into the third position as they make their way down the straightaway towards turn 4, where they're 2 and 3 wide further back, Omi.
Absolutely, one champion past another as they all kind of concertina up. Are they all going to be able to avoid the wall? No!
Wow, who was that? Got stuffed to the wall. 3 of them. Santino Ferrucci was one. Mick Schumacher on top of Santino Ferrucci's car there. And 3 cars piled in. And there's always opening lap drama at St. Petersburg, and we certainly had it there. Oh my goodness. That was a massive accident, and Mick Schumacher at his IndyCar debut with the front of his car on top of the red, white, and blue, number 14 of Santino Ferrucci for the A.J. Foyt team. There was another car involved too there, Omi. I couldn't quite tell who it was. Whoever it is, he's been able to back away and get away from the accident scene, but Ferrucci and Schumacher most certainly have not.
Yeah, it was a question of who would find the wall. So let's see, they're all kind of going to go 3 wide. They're going to get away with it further up. But no, they're all just going to be kind of running in together. And, you know, there's a whole gaggle and there's a whole pack of them, which will then lead them all the way straight to the wall. And then, you know, it's a one-way ticket into that barrier, and they're all kind of on top of each other and together in a gaggle.
Wow. Well, it's so difficult to get through the first lap of this race around this track cleanly with all of these cars stacked on top of one another. And when I say stacked on top of one another, I guess I mean that literally right now. The other car that was involved was the Idaho driver, Stingray Robb. He's been able to drive away. So it is Ferrucci and Schumacher who have come to grief in turn 4 and the caution out on lap 1 of the season.
I guess Stingray kind of caused it, didn't he? As JBM's now with us.
Yes, hello everybody.
Hello.
Well, that was not the start I wanted, but Matthew Owens, Omi, Megan, take it more away from me.
Okay. Do you know, he kind of sounds when he goes too long with his voice, like the Daleks from Classic Who.
Yes.
I'm going to have fun listening back to this opening lap call later.
It was quite a good call.
It was quite gravelly. You'll probably hear it at some point.
Makes me want to watch Remembrance for Daleks.
Oh, there you go. Matthew, I hear that you're both agreeing with me that was on Stingray Robb there, and poor Mick Schumacher getting out. It just not even making it lap 1.
Yeah, that's so sad for Mick. So excited to have him on the IndyCar scene this year, and that's a sad way to start for him. So often in this race we get crashes in the first 3 corners. This time we made it through the first 3, did not make it through turn 4. Oh, wow.
Oh, goodbye camera. Pretty much. But yeah, while Stingray got away with it, it's kind of like he pretty much instigated it and kind of caused that incident, which is why we ended up with a whole pile of them as well. And yeah, I agree with both of you. Not the debut that Mick would have wanted as well, because it's not been positive talk really as well by a lot of the media and everyone's excited to see him, but you know, it's not been all completely positive, so it's not the way he would have wanted to start.
Every time I'm in the room while he is driving, he ends up crashing. I feel really bad.
Rossi, Robb, and Ferrucci, or Dixon, Rossi, Stingray Robb were in the pits. Confirmed Ferrucci and Mick Schumacher have returned to the pits via the medical car.
I think... Do you reckon Stingray Robb might be able to actually continue? Or, yeah. Because I think his car wasn't that bad.
I don't think he had any damage.
Yeah, I think it was mainly contained to Ferrucci and Mick's car.
What have you been saying then, Matthew, about Scotty Mack?
Well, won this race from the pole for his first win just a couple of years ago. He loves this racetrack, and definitely think he is the favorite today. Made a good start there, stayed out of trouble, and now he'll have a very clear racetrack to attack when we get the restart.
Well, I'm in the commentary box, so he never really has a good time of it, so let's hope that the curse kind of went to Mick today rather than to Scott McLaughlin.
Let's take another look at it. This is why I didn't on board.
I think this is Ferrucci, is it?
Yeah, you're right, it's Ferrucci. I thought it was Schumacher.
He just gets collected.
Oh, man.
Oh. It seems we kind of expected to see, I guess, in IndyCar at some point.
Wide start. I thought Hauger was going to go for a move here, but look at this coming through out of nowhere. The two Penske's. That's Armstrong diving through the inside of David Malukas in the 12 car. But were you watching Joseph Newgarden in the back? Newgarden also was looking like a catamounts pigeon. He was trying to go left and right, find a position, and it just didn't work.
I was watching Alex Palou slither past Dennis Hauger. Mentioned this is the 23rd IndyCar race at St. Petersburg. It's the 9th time that we've had a first lap caution. So almost half of the races here have a first lap yellow.
Next time, a perfect 10. So, I saw the beginning of that lap, especially within the first 2 corners, quite a lot of risky moves going into very tight corners. Especially, even through like turn 4, we saw quite risky moves going like 3 abreast into it. I was quite surprised that we didn't have a crash earlier, to be honest. Oh, here's another replay.
This is from Ferrucci as well, I think.
Just
No, I beg your pardon. That is from Stingray.
Oh, horrible sights, but yeah, great to see them all walk away from that moment. And it's a disappointing start to their campaign, but they'll very much regroup, and you kind of have to regroup. We're very much going back and racing once again in a week's time. So there's not too long to be disappointed, and you just have to focus on all of the races and this long campaign. NTT IndyCar Series in 2026.
Well, this is the busiest start to an IndyCar Series season since reunification in 2008. We have 3 races in a row in 3 weeks between here, Phoenix next Saturday, which is only 6 days away to get across the country to Phoenix, and then into Arlington, Texas.
It really is, isn't it? It's a hectic start, and we've all waited so long for IndyCar. It has been such a wait, and we've all been looking forward to it. Of course, there would have been a lot of lost interest last year after kind of, it becoming very predictable at times, with knowing who the winner probably could be. So everyone would have been looking forward to a bit of a reset. Then, of course, the season ends and all eyes go on this new 2026. And, it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking interesting so far. And, now we all want to get going. And, yeah, we're getting all the races basically coming to us at a very rapid rate.
Restart coming, guys. So let's see if McLaughlin can hold off Ericsson once again. But Palou, you know how much he likes a lightning restart. Matthew?
Coming to this right-handed hairpin, and McLaughlin stabs the throttle, middle of the corner, comes off of the hairpin, green flag back in the air, and we're racing once again as we run down the Albert Whitted Airport, and McLaughlin has had a good start. Marcus Ericsson directly behind him in his slipstream. Alex Palou is third. David Maluk is going to take a big dive into turn number 1. Has he gotten it stopped? He has. He hasn't been able to get around Hauger. He stays right in between the Grosjean and Hauger team cars for Dale Coyne. They slither their way through turns 2 and 3, head to 4. McLaughlin clear of Ericsson, then Palou third. They're in 4. Oh, and look at Will Power!
And look at the kick he gets at the oversteer as well. Through 4 and 5, Power is really going for it there as he starts with Andretti for the first time. Nice on the inside of 4. What were you going to say?
It does him well. And also, am I the only one wondering where we didn't get the onboard of Mick going somehow on the car? Because I would really like to know how the hell that happened.
Yeah.
It's like, how did he manage to get on the car?
Slick move that
That's
by Will
what I
Power to get by the Kiffin Simpson car. So Power making his first start with a team not named Team Penske in the last 272 IndyCar races. Up a spot as they complete the first lap under green, with McLaughlin leading from Ericsson to former St. Petersburg winners here, along with Palou, a former St. Pete winner. He did it last year, running third.
Yep, looking good. Looking good then. All running very, very close together as we now take a look at a replay of how close it really, really did get under braking there forward for Malukas, who, yeah, very much sent it in late to the brakes, locking up in the process too. And luckily, we all managed to make the exit in one piece.
I don't know how he managed to avoid the people around him then, especially the person on his rear, but I'm just grateful for the fact that we didn't have another full course caution 5 seconds after going green. That would have been hell.
Yeah, if you're not kidding. So McLaughlin away with the lead here comfortably on Ericsson and Palou. Armstrong is settled in line 4th. Hauger, the rookie, the Indy Next champion, dropping from 3rd on the start down to 5th. Still a solid start for the rookie to be so far up front. By the way, Stingray Robb is back on the track. He's 4 laps down. Ferrucci and Schumacher out of the race, as you would expect. Here's Kiffin Simpson in turn 1, trying to repass Will Power. Down on the inside goes Simpson, that beautiful Sunoco livery. He and Power are going to go side by side through the switchback of 2 and 3, and Simpson has repassed Will Power. Good move by the youngster from Chip Ganassi, racing up into the 13th position. Now Power has 2 cars coming at him at a rate of knots from behind. One of them is the 27 of Kyle Kirkwood from Jupiter, Florida.
And the other's VK.
Yeah, you're right. The other one was Renus VK in the other Juncos car.
That's 2 people you really don't want on your tail.
Really.
And behind him, Rahal. And then Rossi. Oh, it's like a whole host of people you really don't want to be at the rear of your car.
Rossi came down pit road under the caution, of course, started last. As mentioned, his worst starting spot since Toronto in 2023. So he came down pit road under caution to get a change of tires in. So we'll see what the strategy looks like for Rossi moving forward as we've completed lap number 8.
And VK passes Kirkwood.
Nice. Yeah, Rob's coming as well as they make their way through then at the moment. But yeah, looking good. They're all getting settled in nicely into this race, all embedded in. And the calmness now momentarily takes place around the circuit. But yes, a few drivers going for moves here and there, where opportunities, of course, do lie. But you don't want to send it and bin it all on lap 9 out of 100 just yet.
You were watching the Indy Next race earlier on. It was yellow after yellow after yellow in the opening stages, and finally we got a bit of a break in the running, and it ran in the end to a timed race. But it was dominated by the man who took the lead at the inside line at the start. So Scotty Mack, first ever race was here at St. Pete. First race victory was here at St. Pete as well. He's looking now for a repeat win. And he's got 3 poles in 3 seasons. This man is unstoppable around this place. And Matthew, as you well know, Scotty Mack in the supercar days in Australia, bit of a road course specialist himself. Oh, Ferrucci.
3 stops. Everybody has on mixed strategies. There's no need to pop 15th or wherever on lap 1. I mean, it's just really not.
Fox's mic's having issues.
Yeah, they seem to be having a lot of technical difficulties.
I'm sorry, got some.
Yeah, they've gone. Right, back to you, Matthew.
Well, Ferrucci clearly upset there, and he has every reason to be. Season opener done in basically, well, not even half a lap he got around on the first lap of the season. So we come to complete lap number 10. Marcus Ericsson not letting Scott McLaughlin tiptoe away, as it is less than a second as they flash across the start-finish line. So McLaughlin in that red and white number 3 livery for Team Penske. As JB just said, first race was here, first pole was here, first win was here, and he's won the pole this weekend. And I think a lot of people are looking at Scott McLaughlin now as perhaps the biggest threat to Alex Palou this season, and perhaps he can stamp that bit of authority this weekend to start the 2026 season, Omi. But we know winning these IndyCar races are not easy. Not only do you have to have a good car, not only do you have to be a great driver, Omi, but you also have to have the right strategy. And strategies in these street course races particularly are always up in the air and flying around.
There's so many different aspects to it, as you mentioned. It's not as straightforward as just, you know, get a good start, drive clean, and, you know, you're home to the checkered flag. There's so many different aspects, as you mentioned, that go into an IndyCar race like this, and that applies to a whole season too. So, yeah, there's a lot for them to contend with, even if we're now just in the early stages, and it might just look like everyone's settled in. There's so much of a thinking process about what is to come as well later on, when we get to the important phase, when the higher positions need to be taken, or you're looking at a result that you won't be satisfied with by the time the checkered flag comes out.
So funny watching these. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying Ericsson is closing.
Yeah, he is. He's just inching his way out there. Oh, a problem for Malukas. He's got a flat left front tire. David Malukas. Remember, he locked up those front tires on the restart, and that left front has gone down, and he is pulled off outside of turn 4.
I think he's hit the wall, Matthew, coming out of turn 3. Yes, he has. Oh, no, it's just gone down.
I reckon that's a slow puncture.
Yeah, I think he's
From
had some
debris.
debris on the circuit, yeah.
That's why he locked up at the start of the restart, because suddenly he was going at a higher speed.
And it's flat, and yeah, it's like a 50 pence piece, and eventually after the bumps at this circuit, it's going to shred apart. No caution yet, though.
That was a ticking time bomb, that.
Oh,
25-year-old driver from Chicago on debut for Team Penske. And it's not going to go very well for him here today, and that is unfortunate. By the way, Stingray Robb was given a 30-second stop and hold penalty for avoidable contact, in case that was not mentioned. I cannot remember if it was mentioned or not. But we do stay green as we work lap number 13, and Megan's absolutely right. Marcus Ericsson not letting McLaughlin get away. In fact, closing in just a little bit, and Malukas has gotten back going, and he's limping his way around the track. This is turn 11 where he's at now. So he's not out of the race, but going to be multiple laps down, which is a shame.
There's now debris on the track, though.
yeah, this might cause a yellow.
I was going to say just before Malukas had that issue, JB, I don't know if you're finding it to be the same, but I'm chuckling watching these cars go around this racetrack after watching the trucks go around here, hitting every curb they possibly could yesterday, and flying through the air off the curbs, and these Indy cars staying off of them like it's the plague.
I would know, I've got it. But no, honestly, it's quite funny because you've got the trucks going around, battering every curb and flying over everywhere, and then you've got the ballet dancers of IndyCar, just pitch perfect on every curb. Every part of the circuit has to be the same, has to be the identical position.
Might
Going
put
well.
NASCAR on there.
Yeah. Well, the Cup race might come here next year.
Yeah, very well could. I think it's certainly being talked about. They didn't bring the trucks here just to bring the trucks here. Brought the trucks here to give it a test run, and San Diego more than likely is probably going to be only a 1 or 2 year event. Just like Chicago was 3 years, 4 years, whatever it was. So yeah, St. Petersburg may be for the Cup Series in a year or so. You never know.
Well, on board with Scotty Mack down to turn 1. Feel like I should point out, if you're watching our coverage via on USM or JBM, you can also take a look on board with track noise of the Fox Speed Vision in-car cameras. There's no commentary, but there's a selection of onboard cameras, and Fox Survey said that you can listen to us and watch the stream as well. So if you want to see any action, it's there. And you can also listen in to myself, Omi, Matthew and Megan on the commentary call. Basically, 2 people are not ill, 1 person is very ill, 1 person is recovering.
Yes. EK just came out of the pit lane, and also you'll be happy to know that Scotty Mack's tyres are looking to be at a good degradation rate. He doesn't seem to be wearing them too much. What was that? Was that better have been a bird?
I think it flew up there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Penske, remember, what was it, Matthew? How many wins did they have in the last race of the season? Was it 2 wins out of the last few races?
It wasn't many. What was they had, of course, it was a season, it was an anti-Penske season, really was, but they did close the season strong. Newgarden winning that finale in Nashville.
And Will Power, we learned more over the winter break about how Will Power said that he knew from Road America last year that he wasn't going to be in Penske the following year, and he went straight to Andretti and said, I want to race for you. He approached Andretti.
Doing him well.
Yeah, we learned that in the warm session this morning on Fox Sports 2.
Good.
It's just the...
That's McLaughlin holding on. Go on, Amy.
Just noticing how beginning to... he was momentarily slightly just dropping off, and it was putting him in the clutches of Grosjean, and that is very much still ongoing right now on lap 16 out of 100. So we'll wait and see what's going to take place between those 2 drivers.
Just the 2 wins for Penske, just to confirm last year. Will Power in Portland and Joseph Newgarden in Nashville. So they won 2 of the last 3 races, but they only won 2 races. Of course, it was a chore just to beat Alex Palou anywhere. He won 5 of the first 6 and had 13 podiums last year, did Palou. First, the most since Alex Zanardi back in the 90s.
I said last year when you were in the commentary box, Megan, as well, the most unpredictable race was won by the most predictable man.
Yeah, that was actually quite funny. Also, if there's debris on the track now on that straight, and that is from, I think, Malukas.
Hasn't taken it off just yet, has he?
It's right next to the racing line as well.
We'll see if that's through. We'll see if we get a caution.
I keep hearing this flapping noise.
Really?
Yes, from there. On, like, someone's car. It only happens...
Awards on push to pass. Push to pass still a thing, of course, at the moment. 150 seconds you get.
It's somewhere near the front. It doesn't happen when we're looking at like this part of the field, but somewhere near the front, someone's got something loose.
Ignore me, by the way. In terms of what I said earlier, Fox's graphics were just wrong.
Boy, that never happens here, does it? Oh my God. I was really hoping they got a year under their belt and the graphics would be fine, but I suppose I was wrong on that.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, yes.
VK's passed Rossi. That I can confirm you.
Well, Rossi had to pit for some reason.
Yeah.
Lap 18 of 100. According to that. Even though this says it's 17.
Yeah, I never know which one to believe, really.
I'm going to believe the one that gives me hope that it's closer to the end.
Yeah, but the thing is, our time in Tower Pier says lap 19, Fox's say lap 18, and then Firestone says lap 17.
Well, I'm going with live timings after I've just been tricked with the gaps that it's trying to tell me, which are completely wrong. So no, I'm definitely trusting the timings that we're getting.
It's lap 19.
This is a lap behind.
No, completed laps.
Oh,
That's what I think anyway.
and it better be, because it did change as soon as lap 19 came on, so let's go through that.
We'll push to pass.
Yeah, you're
Let's take a
talking
look.
about
Oh, look at that.
you're talking about push to pass, given 150 seconds of push to pass for this race, and each time you press the button, it gives you 15 seconds of extra boost. That will be. Ooh.
So what was that look on?
That
Did you hear
sounded
that?
quite terrible. It did not sound good. Whatever that was, 200 seconds, by the way, for the majority of the street and road course races this year, but it's only 150 for St. Pete, Detroit, Washington, and Laguna Seca.
Yep. Washington is going to be an interesting one. The Freedom of America 250.
How has VK already used like 53 seconds of push to pass?
Well, VK. Radio.
There you go, tires.
Louis Foster, or should I say Ryan Blaney, with that wild hair moustache.
Very good. Louis Foster, 2024 Indy Next champion. Sophomore campaign for him starts here today. Running in the 7th position. Started on soft tires. Top 2 started on hard tires. The blacks, as it were.
Yeah, that's not as. That's what they call blacks for the hard tyres, the primaries. Reds for the alternative. Reds making a return to street courses this year. No longer the green sidewalls we had of previous years. I find if I breathe in, I can just give a little bit more emphasis coming through.
Now,
Because you're using the air already in your lungs.
Yeah, go on, Matthew.
there's Felix Rosenquist. He's done well not to free fall from the start in his Tom Petty radio car. Running in the 8th position. I'm not sure if anyone got that Tom Petty reference, but if you did, I hope you enjoyed.
Let's have a look.
Ericsson really is catching up to McLaughlin. Slowly but surely. I mean, right now, the gap between them is 0.6566.
Yep, 4,000ths of a second we go to here. Four
They
decimal
use-
points.
They're using the NASCAR on Fox music there. Going to break.
Well, why waste money, mate? Yeah, you know what they're like. Sort
Ooh,
of
look
anything
at this.
goes these days.
Top 3 right together through that hairpin. They rubber band out a little bit onto the straightaway, but Megan is right. Ericsson is keeping McLaughlin just in the crosshairs, and Palou is inching closer and closer. In fact, Palou may have the rod and reel out here and getting by
damage
both
wing.
of them here soon. As meanwhile in the hairpin, that was
Damage
Stingray
wing,
Rob.
Matthew, front right.
Yeah, that was Stingray Rob going around. Is this Will Power?
Can't. Who's dived in? It is willpower, yes. Damage front wing
Oh boy.
and suspension damage for willpower. Who's he collected then? Wish I could go higher, but
Could it be from earlier?
I think he's knocked someone coming through. Who was that car ahead of him?
Well, that
Kyle
was-
Collette in the
that
AJ
was-
Foyt.
That was Rob going around him when we cut to him.
That's 23rd
Oh,
place.
yeah, look at this.
Ooh.
This is they've taken the right rear tire off and they're not bolting another one on. There's a real problem here.
Toe link's gone. Rear
Not
toe
good
link's
at
gone.
Yeah.
Omi, we've seen enough F2 crashes to know what that's like, haven't we?
Yeah, we have indeed, and yeah, it's not ideal. Let's just say.
I wish the mechanics would just move that a little bit.
Wow, that has not
Into the
gone
pits
well
comes Louis Foster.
for Will Power in his debut for Andretti. And you're right, Foster on pit road. Reds coming off, reds going on for Louis Foster. So a red-to-red pit stop here for Foster here on lap 23. And I think it's all over for Will Power.
It's his rear left as well. Seems like he was collected from behind, possibly.
That's a shame.
Ooh. That says, don't put another one on yet. Given I just saw smoke coming from that bit, give it a bit more time to like rest or at least cool it down.
I don't know if it's brake ducts or something, but yeah, something went wrong.
It's still smoking.
No, they've got the restarter on. He's getting out of the car. Yeah, that's why they put a wheel on, Megan.
I would have put a wheel on if he was getting out of the car.
So, Will Power's first race for Andretti ends with a DNF.
Well, that doesn't bode well.
Kevin Lee down
Kevin
there.
Lee is standing.
Yeah,
Go on, Matthew.
yeah, Kevin down there waiting for Fox to come back from break to give a report, but Kevin Lee is down there. Meanwhile, the lap times have really started to drop off. McLaughlin just lapped at a 64.373, so the lap times have dropped by a second for the leaders. Again, top two started on the red soft, what am I trying to say? The red sidewall soft tires, thank you. And then Palou, Armstrong, Hauger, Grosjean, and Rosenquist started on hards.
Let's go down to Fox. I've got the interview coming through.
Power in pit lane, damaged rear suspension, seemingly out of the race after contact with the wall. What an unfortunate weekend for Will Power on his huge headline move to Andretti. We ride on board with the driver of the 26 car, and it's turn 10 where he crashed in practice.
This is the exact same crash as
Yep.
Go on, Matthew.
Same exact thing that happened to him earlier in the weekend. He locked up the right front, and he's just slapped the wall basically square on the right side, but it's broken the rear suspension.
Well, that's a shame coming through. He's out of the race, Megs, in a nasty hit.
Well, that's not very good. And it's not very, he's not going to be feeling very good about moving now, is he?
2 crashes this weekend alone.
Well, that's
Oh.
that's Power and the 12 car of Malukas, the car that he left, of course, both with issues in this race.
Kevin Lee.
Pit lane, and I believe has Will Power with him.
I do. Will, what happened?
That's fast.
Felt like the same issue I had the other when I hit the wall. Exactly the same problem that we've had. Feel really bad for the guys. We were doing such a car was really good, and yeah, it's just plagued us all weekend, this thing, and haven't been able to. Well, we fixed it for qualifying.
What is going on
Feel
with
really
them
bad.
Thank you, Will.
Get a replay back on board.
What is going on with their mics? This is an onboard of it happening, and you can just hear it start to go.
Yeah, just goes, doesn't it? And very much audible as the sound fades away, and, well, the sound we'd love to hear from, well, the cars at the moment completely went there for Power. But, yeah, that is 1/4 of the race done. So it is all very much a sprint, hopefully, all the way till the end.
Okay, if he's had the same problem again from what he had before, then obviously they've tried to fix it the first time, and yet it's still gone. So I think it just needs a complete replacement of that area of the car, since I'm not completely sure which area of the car it was because I didn't catch that.
I think the rear broke and then he slammed the front as well, so he's got the front and the rear right.
Well, he needs a complete replacement of both, even if it ends up in like a penalty or something.
Georgia.
Something big for them this year is consistency from last year. Pretty much everyone on his stand is the exact same. They had a year.
Oh, wow.
Oh no! What happened?
That's
We just saw
Christian
cars down to the
Rasmussen.
front.
It's Christian Rasmussen on the exit of turn 1 has spun on a complete loop around, and I think he's lost the engine on that car. I don't think he can get it refired, but it's Christian Rasmussen, the winner from Milwaukee last year, who's gone around, and the Ed Carpenter number 21. They have not thrown a caution yet. We've stayed green, but I thought I saw him taking his steering wheel off. I could be wrong on that. but we stay green, but Rasmussen is spun.
Not ideal. Not ideal at all for Rasmussen, as he'll now look to try and continue on. Dixon's making a move up the inside, though.
He's made a pass on Kiffin Simpson on the approach to turn 10. I was just looking at Dixon. He'd only moved up one spot, 16th to 15th. Makes a move there on his teammate Simpson. He's also passed Rasmussen since his spin, so Dixon up to 13th.
Simpson's also going down quite a lot as well. Was he also in the spin? Is this a replay of it?
Yes.
Oh, it was Simpson. Oh, wow. Well, Rasmussen has pinched Simpson down all the way onto the curbing. I mean, Simpson had no room to do anything other than what he did.
Yeah, we cut to that one late, and then we get to, I guess, now see some of the contact. Great that everyone was able to avoid. You never want a stationary car with the entire field coming towards them. We've seen it a lot in IndyCar of how it can lead to. So, yeah, luckily everyone was able to take avoiding action after the initial contact that we had. So, yeah, that is a disappointing moment to see at this phase, but it's IndyCar and they were all definitely trying to get going with some overtakes in typical IndyCar fashion. It does happen from time to time. But yeah, now they'll continue on. Luckily, no caution as you mentioned, Matthew, and we can continue racing under green with them all running.
And Simpson still trying to recover from that contact. He's got a couple of cars lined up right behind him. Kyle Collette is there. Renus VK is there. Louis Foster, who's already been on pit road. Let's see, is he right behind? No, he's not right behind him. So a couple of cars just behind Simpson there. Also, we've had a change at 7th. Pato Award past Felix Rosenquist. So Award in that McLaren moves up into the 7th position. Of course, he's a former St. Petersburg winner. He was given the win after the Penske cars failed post-race inspection a couple of years ago, so he's never celebrated a St. Pete win, but he is a St. Pete winner in the past. Here's Caio Collet, the rookie from Brazil, with the Brazilian colors draped over that AJ Foyt car, trying to run down Kiffin Simpson back at the 14th position. David Malukas, a lap car right behind them as well.
He's doing well. And is Malukas' car looking okay since last time? I think it is. I don't think he'll have any more issues with it regarding the tyres. I can't speak for what's going on inside that engine.
Yeah, absolutely not clear what's going on in terms of the engine, but they're all making their way through and all running very much in close formation at the moment in terms of our leading group, but they're coming up to a car now actually though.
Yeah, that's
It's
Rasmussen.
30 now of 100.
That's Rasmussen, who has recovered from his spin, hasn't gone a lap down, but he's right in front of the leader, so he's basically... This is a 1.8 mile racetrack. He's 1.7 miles down to the leader.
Oh, jeez.
Exactly. Yeah, great approximate, I would say.
That isn't good. He's so close to being that.
And there is some turbulent air coming off of Rasmussen's car that would be affecting McLaughlin, who probably isn't liking the dirty air on the wing of that car. So Ericsson and Palou, who have been close to him for the last handful of laps, and really Armstrong and Hauger are getting closer as well. There's less than 3 seconds that separate 1st to 5th right now, as we've completed 30 of the 100 laps. McLaughlin heading to turn 4. Ericsson closing in even further. Ericsson in that teal and dark blue, number 28. Had really a terrible season last year, the worst season he's had in IndyCar. Trying to get off to a great start in 2026. And then there is Palou, who everyone fears, right behind in 3rd.
He's close. He's there. He exists, pretty much. And will now look to try and play a part. No one can relax because, yeah, he may not be at the top. He's not been able to get to the top, but he is still in existence. And that's what we saw a lot from Palou. Even if there was a scenario where he possibly couldn't have been P1, by the end of the race, he somehow did get there. And all of the talk it was about how someone could possibly beat him, but in most cases, it didn't actually end up materializing into anything.
Just want to quickly say, by the way, there was no further action between that contact between Kiffin Simpson and Christian Rasmussen.
No, absolutely. Simpson should not have been penalized for that. I mean, Rasmussen, who's hit a piece of debris on the run-up to turn 4. Yeah, Rasmussen hit it, and McLaughlin had to dodge it. On pit road comes Kyle Kirkwood 5 career IndyCar wins. 3 of them have come on street courses. He's on pit road here in that new look number 27. Who's that right behind him? That's Rosenquist, I think, in the Tom Petty radio car for Sirius XM.
I said that piece of debris needed to be moved, and now someone's hit it.
It's not been moved, is it?
No, and now it's even more of a racing line.
I've got a range. But 32 of 100?
After this, you're becoming a mime for a bit.
Yeah, feel like I should do.
Because it helped me. Literally, I went around the house not speaking to anyone for 2 days. I just kept...
Bliss. It was bliss.
He kept laughing at me.
Somehow you still gave it to me.
I didn't do anything. Technically, you'd already got it slightly without knowing beforehand.
I think we both got it at the same time.
I just got it quicker.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's possible.
Well,
we don't go out.
Louis Foster's just jumped up to 30. Well, hang on a minute.
Leave the house.
Yeah, you're saying about sound like a Dalek. Here you go. There we go. That's why. How beautiful, by the way, is it?
Oh my God,
Matthew, to see the Sunoco livery back.
Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. They put red tires on that Sunoco number 8 for Simpson.
Do you remember 10 years ago when the Sunoco took Rossi to victory?
Hard to believe it's been 10 years. My God.
Oh.
Okay, I may be recovering, but for some reason, post-recovery of this tonsillitis, awful headache. Like,
sorry.
really, really, really bad headache. Like, it feels like someone's trying to do acupuncture the wrong way and just stabbing the needles into my head. Like, here and here.
I would say what's worse. But,
this is worse.
At least you've got some conversation back.
Yes.
The car colour in the pit lane. Nolan Siegel's up into 15th position now as he corrects himself through. I hope you can all hear me okay, by the way, over the cars.
Yeah.
Your thing's up to maximum, so I hope...
I would shout, but it's not going to work.
That would not be advisable.
No.
It's not advisable.
Very, very painful.
I know it is.
Well, Bob with Scotty Mac.
And he seems fine.
I do wonder if McLaughlin's getting ready for a pit stop in the next few laps, because he's picked his lap times up a little bit, which I find a bit surprising, because I mentioned earlier he's got the turbulent air of Rasmussen just in front of him. Rasmussen's pulled away a little bit, but McLaughlin's picked his lap time up, and he's starting to gap Ericsson, so I think McLaughlin's getting ready for a pit stop in the next couple of laps, because that lead on Ericsson that was about 6 or 7 tenths is now up to a full second. Got a couple of McLarens on pit road here. Pato Award.
And Lundgaard.
It was so funny for me for some reason, just to see them going in together.
Oh, slow stop from in the rear right for Pato.
And yet his teammate was slower.
Hang on, he'll get a penalty. He ran over the gun. Pato Award ran over his own gun. He'll get a penalty for that.
Well, that's their fault, not his.
And Scotty Mack is coming into the pit lane, Matthew. Scotty Mack is coming into the pits.
Yeah, so not surprising to see. And you're right. They were trying to get that gun out of the way, and he's run over it with the right front tire. And that car turned into a bucking Bronco after that. They put red tires on Pato. Lundgaard exited right behind him. But again, as I was just saying, McLaughlin was always getting ready for a pit stop the way he was putting in laps. So here comes the pole sitter and the leader, that red and white number 3.
So many cars coming down. Have we got pit road? Yes, we do.
Checked in with the team. They simply wanted him to go long, and they didn't want a caution somewhere in the late 20s. So they are in position to potentially be able to do this on a 2-stopper. This is their used set of sauce. They still have a set of new later on, but can they make this used set last long enough?
McLaughlin pits, Grosjean pits.
Unsafe.
Yeah, McLaughlin was a bit slow out there, and he came... Well, I'm going to have a look on the board now.
That was an unsafe release to send.
Yeah, Joseph Newgarden, that was a pretty slow stop, and Graham Rahal was coming around him, and it did look like a very tight release there for Joseph.
Yeah, remember, no unsafe rules in IndyCar compared to Formula 1. You can
that's evil.
Go out side by side. But if
but you can't crash into someone.
That's yeah, thank you for that. Actually, yeah, it saves me a conversation, that one.
Ericsson's going to pit. Yeah, he had assumed the lead for a lap. Now he comes to pit road. Remember, he and McLaughlin were on the red soft tires. Here's Ericsson into his box.
And has Robert Wickens just been inducted into the Canadian Racing Drivers Hall of Fame. It's a really strong group. Marcus is a race winner here, no doubt going to get it done. Dennis Hauger has gone to the new soft tyre. He might be a rookie, but he is not showing it today.
Marcus Ericsson on used soft tyres.
A lot of fuel there, Matthew, for Hauger as well, I noticed. So he's going long in the next stint, maximum 45 laps.
Interesting to see Ericsson, to hear Ericsson going on used softs. Remember, you have to use each compound of tire for at least one lap here. Oh, and look at, oh my goodness, Ericsson throwing a huge block on, is that Rasmussen?
Yeah.
Oh, and Ericsson's jumped McLaughlin. Yeah, Ericsson has jumped McLaughlin here, but McLaughlin all over him. He got a lap to get his tires up to temps. Ericsson, remember, there are no tire blankets in IndyCar, so those tires are very cold, trying to get the tires up to temps, and McLaughlin is right up his rear wing, but Ericsson has jumped McLaughlin on the overcut. That's a brilliant job by the 28 driver and team, but now can he hold on? McLaughlin going to try to outbrake him into turn 10. He can't do it. Nolan Siegel just in behind. Oh, and a bit into the wall goes Ericsson. He touched the wall with the right rear. McLaughlin all over the back of him through the chicane and heading to the hairpin.
Wow, this is fantastic. Yeah, it's really, really close together. As you mentioned, no tire blankets. It's cold tires as they rejoin the road. And it means they're all over the shop. And it means the battle is very much developing and on as well. If you want to make an impact, this is a perfect time to do so.
Down towards the first corner there, McLaughlin.
Move. A move was about to almost be made.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have a go.
I love how the McLarens are just there.
McLarens are just always there at the moment. They just hover in the background. Look at this. Defensive from Armstrong on the inside.
Wow!
And Ericsson goes through.
Armstrong jumped Ericsson and McLaughlin on pit road, but Ericsson just threw it down into turn 4 to make an aggressive pass on Armstrong. Now Armstrong with a very defensive line going into turn 8. Now he's got an oversteer going into 9 as McLaughlin tries to get around him. McLaughlin must pass Armstrong or Ericsson's going to be gone. Oh, wow!
And now around the outside. That's brave.
Contact.
That's bold. That's going to be good. And that was amazing.
Slight contact with the wall on the rear.
Scotty Mack around the outside line, coming down into Bayview Drive, and that was something else. Armstrong was mugged there completely.
Well, he knew he had to get around Armstrong very quickly or Ericsson was going to go. Palou on pit road here. Let's see. He's gone longer than all of these guys. Can he jump Ericsson and McLaughlin? I think he has. Oh, he absolutely has. Palou has jumped him. Now can he get the tires up to temps is the question. But Palou has jumped everybody he was racing with.
It's reminiscent of last year. He just put himself in this position and he jumped so many drivers. And he's basically doing the same. It's like we've gone back to last year as well. But now, yeah, it's the critical thing. What can you do now in this situation? Can he get this warmed up and immediately be on the pace, the required pace that he needs to be on here on the 39th lap?
But look, he's under no pressure. Ericsson hasn't gotten to him. Palou has mastered that. But look at that lap time. Top left of your screen, if you're watching pictures of Scott Dixon, he just ran a lap in the 62-second bracket. He has just put on a flyer. Dixon could be here to jump a bunch of cars, but Palou has jumped both McLaughlin and Ericsson, and he is now in what will be the lead of this race. Dixon is on pit road now.
Yeah, so have we got a radio? No one down there, so that's going to be Louis Foster taking the lead. VK will go second, Palou third. Rossi just behind, and Rossi, he can't up. Look at this. This is great again from Alex Palou, and O'Ward's going for a move as well on the inside line. O'Ward's going for a move on the inside. Two teammates are side by side into the first corner, and they've made the stick. All three McLarens are together, and they were running through, and that's Scott Dixon with no rear tyre.
I knew it!
Flying off into the catch fencing, caution's out, and Scott Dixon is out of the race.
I'm sorry, but I knew it. I was literally about to say, somewhere out there's a slow puncture just brewing.
He just come into the pits, didn't he?
He was just off the pit road. He was just on.
The debris moved again, and he's just gone past that section.
Yeah, they'll pick it up now, so they'll be gone.
He was just on pit road, and I don't think they got that rear right bolted on tightly. Oh, and we were just talking about he was going to jump a bunch of guys because of the lap times he was running. Caution has come out with Louis Foster and Renus VK leading.
Oh, that's perfect for Louis.
I knew that someone's tyre was going to go.
Right, here we go. There's the nut flying off.
Yeah, they didn't get it tight.
I knew he was too quick in that pit lane.
You know, as a driver, that's something severely wrong when your rear tire overtakes you.
And Scott
Yeah.
Dixon again will not win at St. Petersburg. He has this unbelievable record. He's one of the all-time greats in this sport. He's won 58 races, but never here, and he won't win here today either.
The tire barrier has joined its brothers.
He felt like
Pretty much.
The debris will go.
Yeah.
And
we'll
also,
pick that up.
I thought I saw him going down pit road. And then all of a sudden, they cut to a picture, and all of a sudden, he was out of pit road, and they were showing him on screen. I thought that was way too quick. He's only just gone in.
Good call, yeah, actually.
Well, we talked earlier about how difficult it is to win these IndyCar races because the strategy, you have to get it absolutely right. And we just saw right there, the last 5 minutes, really where IndyCar races are decided. On in-laps, on out-laps, on blending in and trying to get your tires up to temps, and no one does it better than Alex Palou. He had to have put in a great in-lap, then a great pit stop to jump both of those guys, Ericsson and McLaughlin, and now he is in control of this race, you would have to say.
Yeah, and you know, of course, this hasn't done well either for Foster, to be fair, because you know now everyone's bunched up and we're basically formation flying. So not completely ideal, but that is the thing in IndyCar. You just sometimes have to be able to be prepared for cautions, and they really can come out of nowhere. And yeah, it's a devastating and disappointing sight for Dixon, who sees his season opening race come to a close early as well, right before we even hit half race distance.
Hard to believe he's never won here. I mean, of all the races he's won, but never here in the season opener at St. Petersburg, which is just insane to think about. And it's going to be a terrible start to his championship hopes. And I mean, listen, the way we talked earlier, Omi, didn't we? Alex Palou won 5 of the first 6 races of the year last year. If he gets off to a start anywhere close to that, you cannot give him points. And now think of the guys that are going to be giving him a huge points lead on top of them after one race, because Malukas is going to have a bad finish, Power's out of the race, Dixon's out of the race. All those guys are going to be a ton of points behind Palou after just one race.
I immediately kind of was like, okay, so we go long with this. We saw that quite a bit last year. I wonder what this is going to lead to. And what it led to is basically what we're used to seeing from him as well. As now we are going to see the pit stops beginning to come in. So we have Foster, Rike, Rosenquist, Collette, Rasmussen, Rossi, Siegel and Malukas, who all come down pit road.
St. Petersburg on Fox, presented by Pods. Still under caution here. We're going to take a look at the pit stop for Scott Dixon. Take a look.
Here's me thinking that they were actually going to show the pit stops are happening.
Seemingly, no issue. Everybody happy with it, but you see it.
Oh wait, we're not seeing international pictures. That's I. We're not seeing Fox's pictures. We're seeing international. Oh, how we love it.
Right. Yep.
JB might not be feeling well, but he's well enough to dance behind the
Oh yeah. This is what's really annoying about it all as well, is the fact is that I'm perfectly fine.
Apart from you, Furry.
Apart from the fact the voice is fine as well. That's what's really annoying me. My vocal cords are fine. It's just the tonsils and the throat that are closed up, so I can go there. I just can't get there.
You see, I was very different.
You had no voice at all.
The car is perfectly
I was
fine,
like,
other than the fact that it's on fire.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Do you know what I'm on? I'm on this throat spray.
Yeah, it was originally
Simpson.
mine.
Kevin Simpson's got a problem. Simpson's got a problem. We told everyone to go round, unless you've been dropping to the back for some reason.
It's probably from that thing
Right,
earlier.
this is what I'm on, people. It's called a Difflan spray.
I had it originally.
Are you ready for this? That has to stick down my throat.
Oh boy.
Right, coming to the green flag. Restart in action. Matthew Owens. Palou predictably leads.
Hello from Ericsson from McLaughlin. Green flag out. Megan, what you see?
No, I was just going to say something before I saw that was a Green flag. I'll say after.
Palou was deep into turn 1, but he's picked it up alongside Ericsson. Watch out for Scotty Mack as they come through.
Overtake going on.
Scotty Mack's got a good run here, Matthew.
He does have a good run out of turn 3 on the plunge to 4. He's not going to take a look at Ericsson, but Armstrong took a very defensive line into 4 to protect from Kyle Kirkwood there, Omi. So Armstrong up into 4th as everyone gets through this Mickey Mouse section of the racetrack.
Yeah, sending it in now as we go racing once again, and they try regenerate the heat into the tyres. But Palou, exactly what he needed to do. That's comfortable for him. As you mentioned, the switch came further back with Armstrong moving up as well. But now they are embedding themselves back in to racing conditions. And now in this phase of the race, they find themselves in.
Full spin.
That is Stingray Rob again in the, well...
At this point, just retire the car.
Not been ideal, has it?
Gotten back going, so no yellow. Palou comes across to lead the first lap under green off the restart, completing the 44th of 100 laps. He's got Ericsson in tow second, McLaughlin third, then Armstrong, then Kirkwood. No changes in the top 5 on the restart, but Ericsson is after Palou here. I mean, he spent most of this race as Ericsson following in the wake of McLaughlin. Now he's got a different rabbit to chase. Into turn 4, he closes to within a couple of car lengths to Palou. Quick switch back to the left for turn 5. And this is the portion of the racetrack that is so sketchy. Concrete Canyon, then a 90-degree right-hander for turn 8, another 90-degree right-hander for turn 9, and then hard on the throttle, down Bayshore Drive, through that kink to the left, which leads you in to the heavy braking turn 10 with grandstands to driver's right.
Power's coming back into the race. They've fixed the car, so they're going to use this as a test session. So Will Power will rejoin the race around about 23 laps down. No, 18 laps. Yeah, 18 laps. 24 laps down as he comes over the line.
Well, at least
didn't tell us what it was there.
At least Stingray Rob won't finish last.
Just quickly on this one as well, having eaten Spanish rabbit, I can tell you that they are very tasty, but they're not as good as English.
Oh. I'd
Very
like to
good.
try it.
There's Joseph Newgarden, who was right underneath the rear wing of Graham Rahal. This is at 10th. Newgarden has climbed very well up since the start. Remember, started 23rd, running 11th. He's got Kiffin Simpson behind him, protecting from Renus VK. VK in the Juncos number 76, who was on pit road. He's jumped Foster since coming off pit road. So fresh tires on the 76 and the 45 cars.
I must just say, if my friend Amy is watching, who has 3 bunny rabbits, do not think when I'm there I'm thinking lunch.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah. As they come through, Palou leading, Ericsson, McLaughlin, Armstrong, Kirkwood, O'Ward, Lungard, Hauger, Grosjean, all the top 10. My opinion, watch out for Kyle Kirkwood.
He's in 5th.
And the Andretti Global will try and close up and help out his teammate of Marcus Ericsson.
Take some people out by crashing into him.
There we see Joseph Newgarden. Matthew, has Newgarden already lost the team role? He's how many times the champion now? 3-time champion, 2-time Indy 500 champion. But he's had absolutely no luck this weekend. And Scott McLaughlin seems to have gone into the team leadership role with ease. Now Will Power's left.
Well, and it was such a down season for the whole organization, and Newgarden nearly went the year winless. He did win the finale to get a victory on the cards for 2025, but you know, qualifying has seemed to be an issue for Joseph for the last couple of years, and qualifying an issue again this weekend. Started, 23rd? Just the 8th time in his career he started outside the top 20 while driving a Penske car. So he's made plenty of overtakes today, whether it be on the track or on pit road, to climb from 23rd to 11th. But you can't spot guys like Palou and McLaughlin and O'Ward that many positions on the start. You're never going to make up as many as you need to consistently against those guys if you're starting at the very back. And whoa, he clips the curb with the left sides through turn 2. He is really humming this race car to try to get after Graham Rahal.
Yeah, he's running in 11th position at the moment, trying to break into the top 10. And Omi, you called many races last year on ovals where Newgarden looked promising and then dropped off at the last seconds.
Yeah, absolutely, I did. There was quite a few I did, so we very much had a mix. But I would say that was the common theme that I really got to cover plenty of times as well. So I'm hoping that this time around it can remain good, be good from the start, remain good at the end, and it's happy days by the time the checkered flag comes out. But it's a lot more complex than it just being like that. There will be bumps across the season, but it's about minimizing it. In a close championship, or well, what is meant to be a close championship, which I know Palou has kind of completely took away to some degree last year. But in a close championship like this, it is not just about being the best, but it's about minimizing the bad days. Can you get a fourth and a fifth instead of possibly a result down in eighth? It's about being consistent and getting all the results in as well. Or I guess if you want to be Alex Palou, then if you just want to win every race, then I guess that also works.
Yeah. Well, again, this is a full season championship, as we well know. There's no points reset. Hello. But it's such a short season. I know it feels like a long season. It's only 17 races. So you cannot afford
18.
That's right, 18 with DC. Thank you. So 18 races, you cannot afford many bad finishes. You really only have one mulligan that you can really afford to use throughout the season. And again, Palou seemingly never uses a mulligan, which makes it even harder for everyone else. And he has really pulled away from Ericsson over these last couple of laps. Ericsson was never behind McLaughlin this much in the opening run. It's 1.6 seconds. And then Ericsson's pulled 2 seconds on McLaughlin from second to third. So Palou doing what he always does, which is once he gets in control of a race, he just constricts the life out of the rest of the field, and he's really legged it out on Ericsson and McLaughlin. He's got bus links on them now.
And yeah, everything that you mentioned now taking place at half race distance, lap 50 out of 100. Very much making our way through this at a good rate. And of course, we did separate pre-shows from JBM to USM. But Oracle, I guess, as the viewers on JBM didn't get to know, how many days till the 500?
Yes, we are on the countdown to the 110th Indianapolis 500-mile race, which is 84 days away. Very excited. We're also very excited that it's the first day of March, so madness awaits for us this month, and then we're only a couple of months away from the greatest racing month of the year. Very excited.
If you give me chance lights for that, Megan, I'm kicking you out of the commentary box down a cliff.
I'd probably be asking you to if I had that again.
Yeah. Because I'm going to need my voice at top tier quality for that one.
Well, I never intended to get it in the first place. And do you know what's even just like... I'm going to say strawberry on top, because obviously I can't say cherry on top, can I?
She's allergic to cherries.
Like, deathly allergic. Do you know when the other throat spray made me, bleh?
The honey... Oh, no, that one.
No, the other one.
Oh, honey and lemon, the one I have.
Yeah, it got on my tongue twice.
Oh, I like it.
I liked it too, but the taste of it just like made me...
Look, whatever gets you through the weekend. I've got some vocal things here I should actually have. Some soothers.
It has slightly torn one of my tonsils. Only slightly, but I now have a slightly torn tonsil.
To go with you, yeah.
Yeah, to go with my pounding headache, which keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
And we've put you in with the 25 loudest American single-seater open cars.
Yeah.
Ramming through your headset. That's just what we like to do.
I keep having to take my headset off slightly.
Do you want to use the lip mic?
No. I think I've looked caused this mess.
There we go. There we see Alex Palou leading in the number 10. Well, can we briefly talk about the Freedom 250? The 18th race
you're
Donald Trump...
You're the one bringing it up. You're the one bringing it up.
Yeah, no. But Donald Trump literally executive ordering an IndyCar race be forced into the calendar, which now means it's 5 races in 6 weekends.
I think the man should have had bigger priorities in a race.
Yeah, but that day, his name came out in the Epstein files.
Oh, so that's what he decided to do that day?
Yeah.
That day a race. Yesterday a ram.
Yeah.
Give him a whole hog. What's he going to do next? Say, we're now doing motorbike
Don't ask
racing.
that question. Don't ask that question. What's next? No.
NASCAR. Well, there's already rumours that he'll be
NASCAR
attending the San Diego race. which is NASCAR's version of the 250.
Oh,
Or Celebration.
I very much believe that he will, because that'll be on the naval base, and there won't be as big of traffic issues getting in and out. I think if I read this correctly, the Truck Series race, which is on that Friday, they're not selling tickets to. It's only for members of the military base and their family.
Oh, and the media.
Of course, yeah.
So if anybody wants to, me and Matthew have media passes. So if anybody wants to give us some money for some flights, we'll go over there and we'll cover it for you.
By the way, you mentioned that Will Power was going to come back into the race, and he just has. He's just come out on the last couple of laps, and the reason for that is now that Scott Dixon is out of the race, Power can overtake Dixon for the 22nd finishing position, and that would, of course, be an extra point in the championship standing. So they've sent Power back out to make enough laps to at least overtake Dixon to get that extra finishing position.
Yep, everybody gets points in IndyCar.
Huh.
Points from 50 at the top right down to 25 to one at the bottom.
Like, hey, I know you didn't finish, but here's a lolly.
Well, you have to, correct me if I'm wrong, Matthew, you have to finish to still get points, correct?
No, everybody does get the points as long as you complete a lap, I believe is the belief.
Oh, that's the new. There's the new rule come in for that.
Oh well, Mick's not getting a point.
No, that's a point actually. Neither Santino Ferrucci. They didn't complete
I might
a lap.
have to double check that, but I believe it's as long as you complete a lap. But I will double check that.
I was in IndyCar. I'll complete a lap. Oh no, I've crashed. I'm going to eat food.
Just that explains why Danica Patrick's lap total is so high.
Jeez.
So there's a possible chance I could get a few points on the board across
If
the
you
IndyCar
complete a
season.
couple of laps, yeah.
Wow. Exciting.
Oh look, that point's mine.
I still love how Richard Penny, by the way, the king, stayed on the track in his old NASCAR and actually started scoring because he went, was it 2-3 laps ahead?
Yeah.
He wouldn't come in. So we had to reduce it, and he was actually on the timing and scoring page, and they black flagged him.
By the way, just want to bring to everyone's attention the gap between first and second is swelling each and every lap. It's up over 3.7 seconds. It's still 2 seconds to from Ericsson to McLaughlin, but Alex Palou has gotten the lead, and now he is stretching it out. And I mean, there's still pit stops to be made in this race, perhaps under green, and we saw the jockeying for position when we had the last pit stops, but Palou's trying to stretch it out so far that no one's going to be able to overtake him on a shortcut or an undercut.
So what about, let's just say once again, the IndyCar don't change until 2028, so we've got these regulations for another 2 seasons. Those 2 seasons are going to completely be dominated by Alex Palou, aren't they? I mean, in all honesty, that's what's going to be the case.
As long as he doesn't go to F1, I guess.
Yeah, there's a rumor going around that he's joining Formula 1 next season, isn't he?
I wouldn't mind taking him, to be fair. Might make this a bit more exciting.
I think every IndyCar driver on the grid wants him to, like, please, go. Take off.
Question is, where would you put him?
Well, now that's a question for you lot.
I know Omi just said in a seat, but that's being rhetorical. Where would you put him? What team?
Good question. Wherever there's an opening, I'd assume.
Is he Red Bull backed? But then again, every time an IndyCar driver goes over into Red Bull Formula 1, Sebastian Bourdais, it doesn't really go well, does it? Scott Speed.
See, I'm about to be completely out of the loop on Formula 1. I'm going to have to rely on you guys because I'm not paying for another streaming service to watch Formula 1. I'm not doing it. I pay for enough streaming services, and I'm not going to pay for yet another one only to get up at 7, 8, and 9 in the morning to watch a race that will be dominated by 1 or 2 drivers. Not doing it anymore.
You're really out the loop, aren't you?
Yeah, that was a couple years ago.
We've got 4 teams in the hunt this year with the regulation changes, so that's 8
That's what
drivers.
they always say.
Yeah, but this year it's actually true.
22 is a good thing.
Yeah. We can't actually work. We left Bahrain testing, not being able to work out who's where.
No, they but that's what they always say after testing. Oh, there's 4 teams that are really good.
Yeah, but whole new regulation. I think Ferrari have got the best car, personally.
Well, here's hoping.
Let's wait and see.
Oh,
what?
here's
Let's
hoping
wait.
that Ferrari has a good car. I'll watch the races with you guys. I'll just sit. I'll sit here in the
Yeah.
back with my microphone on mute, and I'll watch with you guys. But I'm not paying for another streaming service. Damn it.
You're not going to vote for Ferrari. I'm not having that much fun.
Matthew, you can tune in. If the box is always open for you, my friend.
Question.
What?
Who are we talking about putting in an F1 team? I was too busy
Alex
trying to
Palou.
think. Oh. I reckon.
I mean, if he's gonna race like this in Formula One, put him in a Ferrari, please.
Mercedes.
Not a bad shot to put in Mercedes, to be fair. Red Bull would be good if Max Verstappen leaves.
Or if his second seat gets vacated again.
I did hear about that. That apparently he's not having fun driving the. Max, please.
No, Max is not. He described it as a Formula E car on steroids.
Oh, I really feel for him. I mean, you know, people that work 9 to 5, go to school from 9 to 5, they don't have fun, but he gets to drive racing cars, you know, a few days out of the week. I really feel for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a kid. He's a stepdad. So 2 kids. He's got a wife.
Is he racing?
Who's older than him. So you know that's handy because then when they go to the cinema, they can get away as mother and child.
Okay. Okay.
Well, guys, I'm back to a, 9 to 5 as well tomorrow. Back with some exams at school. Very fun.
I have a 9 to 5 tomorrow. It's called vocal rest and bed.
And annoyingly banging on the wall to get everyone else's attention because for some reason because we were supposed to give him a bell.
By the way,
I'm actually not. Sorry, go on.
I just wanted to clarify my comments. I am not an anti-Formula One guy. I've loved Formula One for my entire life, going back to when I watched Speed Channel and watched Michael Schumacher dominate for years upon years. That's what made me a Ferrari fan. I just refuse to buy another streaming service. I'm not doing it.
Don't worry, just come to us.
Do you have F1 TV, or were you just on ESPN?
No, just ESPN.
ESPN, there you go. That's why he's not buying F1 TV and Apple TV, because he had it through ESPN in America.
Yeah.
And plus, he doesn't need it. He's got this commentary team.
Yeah.
The things I pay for: Paramount Plus, Peacock, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, which that's a bundle, HBO Max. I mean, for God's sake, enough already.
Oh my word.
We've got HBO Max coming soon.
Yeah.
And yes, I was getting the Sky Sports stream from ESPN. That's exactly what I was getting. Now, I didn't realize that it was as hated as it was around the world, but apparently many people just hate the Sky Sports coverage.
No, to be fair, I mean, that's why we sort of started what we did, Ulterior coverage. As they come through. Right, Palou's leading by about 7 days.
This is incredible, the way the gap has... I mean, he continues to put laps 63-second bracket each and every lap, and, I mean, he's turning it into another lapper. You know, I don't think people dislike Alex Palou. I just think people dislike Alex Palou making IndyCar racing boring.
It's the Sebastian Vettel effect.
Yes.
And the Max
Pretty
Verstappen.
much.
Yeah. And the Max Verstappen effect, yeah, you're right, yeah. And I'll tell you one thing as well. If the cup race has more drama than this, I'm going to regret missing the cup race.
Why?
Because
You saw Mick Schumacher.
Because I'm actually trying to debate whether or not the cup race going to be quicker than the St. Pete race.
You know good and well what's going to happen late is one person's going to have a crash, and then we'll go into overtime many times because they won't get through turn 1.
Yeah, that's why I'm skipping this one. I'll be watching there from my bed, boys. So I'll be watching, propped up with a pillow, with you guys on one monitor and the TV feed on another.
You should be going to bed.
And I'll be watching, screaming at Matthew for missing something.
You can always just text him.
I do text Matthew a
Repeatedly.
lot. I text Matthew a lot during the race. He never sees them in time. He's like Toto Wolff. He doesn't check his email during the races.
That's very true. I always have my phone next to me, but I'm often not looking
You
at
don't
it.
use it.
I remember I once wanted a shout out. I didn't get one
I
because
will
he saw it
try to
after
be.
the
I will
session.
try to be more circumspect about that. Thank you.
What I might do is I might pop in during the stage breaks to give my analysis. I think that's a fair bet, isn't it?
What happened to vocal rest?
You're meant to be on vocal rest. There's no need to be
I know,
talking. Your analysis isn't needed, don't worry.
Jeez.
My channel. I'll come in if I like. Yeah, I might pop in during the stage breaks and give my opinion on what's happening.
No. Boy.
Nina's right. You just can't stay away from work.
No, I can't. Well, I don't like leaving NASCAR round 3 of the season. I'm used to it like it's a couple of weeks later and there's a clash.
By the way, Scott McLaughlin really starting to run down Marcus Ericsson. Remember, there were just 2 seconds between those two a couple of laps ago. Now it's basically nothing. McLaughlin has got the rod and reel out, and he has lassoed Ericsson in. And we might have a great race for second here between those two and maybe even Marcus Armstrong.
Fishing terms now on the broadcast. That's how much
we
we've
are right
lost
next to the marina, aren't we?
We are, yep. And did you see the dolphin the other day in
yes,
I believe, yeah.
It's a dolphin?
Yeah, the dolphin came through. Come on, what have you got, Scotty Mack, on the inside line? Down to turn 10 at Bayview Drive.
It tried to steal a car.
Yeah, so there was a boat coming through, and then all of a sudden a dolphin leaps in front of it.
It's like, you have to pay a toll.
This just sort of went over. It's quite fun, but Matthew, I think Scotty does know that he can have a run on towards turn 1. Ericsson's going to go defensive here, but Scotty Mack has got to go for it now.
It's in the slipstream of him down to the end of the front straightaway. He's not taking a peek this time. Might try to maximize his exit out of 1, 2, and 3. But McLaughlin is all over the back of Marcus Ericsson, and Marcus Armstrong is watching this with a lot of intrigue. So too is Kyle Kirkwood. Defensive line from Ericsson going into turn 4 will not allow a sliver of space for McLaughlin to try to exploit. But McLaughlin's all over the back of him. All of this happening 12 seconds adrift of the leader, Alex Palou, but it's really stacking up from second on back. My goodness, what is this, Omi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars all together in this battle.
Yes, it's a whole gaggle of them fighting away, and let's see whether we're going to get anything come out of it. Are we going to be able to see McLaughlin make this move on Ericsson? What about Armstrong? Because of course it can sometimes be pass or be pass. You need to wait for the chance. If you get it wrong though, if you're offline, it could open the door and it could mean that you are falling backwards, which is not what you want. Good traction for McLaughlin.
Now he got a great run out of the hairpin, and he is going to pull out to driver's right to the inside of Ericsson. Side by side on these painted lines under braking, that can be tricky, but McLaughlin's gotten it done very well indeed. Up into the second position goes McLaughlin, overtaking Ericsson, who's now going to be left vulnerable to Armstrong and Kirkwood, and then 2 more McLarens and O'Ward and Lundgaard. McLaughlin already streaking away from Ericsson. Here goes Armstrong to his inside, can't get alongside in 4.
Again, that was superior from McLaughlin. He knew where to go on the circuit and just took the position with supreme patience, I would say. But also, Marcus Ericsson dropping back. The gap now 13 seconds between McLaughlin and Palou. So this battle is dropping back massively. I reckon Ericsson's tyres are dead.
Well, and I do believe they said they put on used softs. Was that the correct? Do I have that right?
Yeah. They've done 28 laps, Matthew. We're seeing on our timing launch up here in the box.
You didn't have anything else?
No, but Scotty Max has done 29, and yet he's still able to get ahead. So how much pressure... And who's that diving into the pit lane? That's Kyle Kirkwood.
Yep. And that's probably a really good time for Kirkwood to do that. Oh, look at Armstrong! Oh, and Ericsson pushes Armstrong all the way down towards the pit wall, and now Armstrong is deep into turn 1. He goes way deep into the corner. Ericsson gets back by, O'Ward gets by, Lundgaard gets by, but Marcus Ericsson, that was a naughty, naughty thing to do. And now, going to turn 4, look at them scissoring back and forth across the track.
McLaren's overtaking each other as well as they come back through on the inside. Lundgaard gets ahead of Pato O'Ward, but did Hauger get through on Armstrong just before? That's what I want to see. No, he didn't. But in my opinion, Ericsson needs a penalty.
Well, I mean, he took him all the way to the pit wall, and now Ericsson again is under pressure as he's got Lundgaard, who passed O'Ward, and here's Lundgaard making a big dive at 10, and Ericsson can't keep him behind. Lundgaard passes Ericsson. Now Ericsson slow on the exit of 10. Pato O'Ward fills up his mirrors going to the chicane and then into the hairpin. Ericsson is dropping like a stone here as he has dropped anchor, and he needs to come to pit road, and he is.
In pits.
Yeah, I think he's got an engine problem. Also coming in is Marcus Armstrong, so Armstrong might give a 41 to in the pits, but I was looking at his engine mapping. It was
Simpson
all
too.
wrong. It was all wrong. Simpson in 2, Megan just said. Yeah, here we go, pit road.
The 28 in the pit stall. Jack, how's it look?
He's actually already been in, James. He's already on his way back out.
Palou
The
in,
biggest thing,
Palou
they
in.
went with the new red soft tyre. The end of that stint was getting pretty dicey. But to be on the podium in this series, that's what it takes.
Race leader is in, Matthew. Race leader is in. So now that's going to give Scotty Mack the advantage to either push another lap or come back in.
Well, Palou had a 14-second lead, so smart to come down pit road here before anything happens and you get caught out with a caution. So here comes Palou on his own island in his own zip code. Down pit road comes the DHL number 10 Honda for the driver that's won 4 of the last 5 IndyCar Championships. Needs a clean stop here. Doesn't even need to be quick, just clean.
Less of wing in the front, but this pit stop is going to be ever so important for him to get that lead and keep that lead. He's off.
Good stop there, Omi. Black Primary's putting on a little bit of fuel. He'll come out, I think, just behind this little battle, and he gets out ahead. Is that ahead of the Penske? Yes, it is.
Newgarden, is it?
Yeah, it's Newgarden. Go on, Omi.
He just got ahead of Newgarden, but Newgarden's going to have the tyres warmed up. Newgarden is going to find himself all over the back. And he's ahead.
He's through.
Wow. So the switch does come in, and that's just a case of the tyres being up to temperature, and Palou, of course, able to then cap. Well, Palou was under pressure due to it, and he's still under pressure now.
Rinus VK gets through him at turn 10. I was not expecting that. And McLaughlin, I think, might be on pit road this lap, which would make sense.
O'Ward and Hauger in 2. So this is going to be a good run. Palou will get the jump, but is that country island worth it?
Sidewalls, that's the hope. So maybe the tire advantage can catch up. Also thinking about championship points. The gap really increased for a second. Big turns the front wing for the new softs, and McLaughlin is away.
That was a long stop. Also coming now, Pato.
Down pit lane, in comes Pato O'Ward. Team ready for him.
Here's Kyle Kirkwood coming through turn 1. McLaughlin exits. They're going to blend right at pit out.
Whoa,
this is going to be super close. Kirkwood is flying, the fastest car on track.
Yeah, Kirkwood's going for it. McLaughlin defends the inside line down turn 3. Round the outside, they're going to make contact. They do make contact, but they don't end up in the barrier like a couple of years ago when McLaughlin ended up there with Grosjean.
Yeah, that looked just like McLaughlin and Grosjean from a few years ago. I was thinking the same thing, but Kirkwood has gone through. So McLaughlin's got to get those soft tires up to temps very quickly because he would have a tire advantage being on softs from Palou, but he's so far back, and now he's lost even more time as Kirkwood's gotten by. That was really well done by Kyle Kirkwood, and very brave to stick it around the outside at turn 4.
I mean, there was slight contact here, though, on the front wing.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucky to not cause a puncture as well, with how close it really did get, because it could have easily led to a moment like that, but well avoided.
I'm surprised that they didn't crash, but
surprised he could cut the time.
I think that was a good overtake, and I think he fought it out well, and I think he had faith in himself to actually manage to be successful with that overtake.
Race leader is Joseph Newgarden, and he is coming down pit lane this time by as we ride on board. Dixon is officially out. Power has now overtaken Dixon, Matthew. That was what you were calling for when it's so presumably. Well, if I was Will Power, I'd keep going because you never know who else is going to drop out.
Yeah, if he could get Stingray Robb to drop out, he might be able to overtake him because, they're 25 laps separated and there's 30 laps to go. Newgarden, as you mentioned, now on pit road. So too is VK. So Palou will reclaim the lead of this motor race. But how far is he going to be ahead of Kirkwood? I mean, his lead was about 14 seconds on McLaughlin when the pit stop cycle started. Now we're seeing how far ahead of Kirkwood he is, and it looks like it's about 8.5 to 9 seconds. So it's still a very healthy lead for Palou, and of course, between he and Kirkwood, he has the cars of Foster, Rosenquist, and Malukas. Wow, David Malukas up to 4th after the struggles of his day.
They haven't stopped yet. They're still on 28-lap-old black primary tyres, so they're praying for another caution to come through as we take a look through the back straightaway.
Is that a piece of debris round?
More debris again, and that's very late on the inside.
Oh! Kyle Collette with an aggressive block on Nolan Siegel, and that could have been the caution that we were just talking about, but oh, well, the rookie Collette and the youngster Siegel in his second year at McLaren, very close together. This is the World Championship for 18th.
Apparently, today, if your name's Kyle, you're just deciding to go insane on the circuit. Everyone else there?
Well, they are going nuts out in America. We're in St. Petersburg, Florida, in case some people are thinking earlier on we were in Russia. We're not.
I would say we don't want to go to possibly a war zone, but, well, it's today.
Siegel's locked up. She's gone for the lunge this time. Did he make it stick? No.
No. Up and under. Nice. Return back of position. So, yeah, well held. Well held there from Collette.
Do you know what I wonder? If a crocodile's ever made it onto the circuit.
We've had lizards here before, same as in Singapore.
Just very, very small crocodiles with less bite.
Didn't we have what did we have here one year, Matthew? We had something on the back straightaway. Do you remember?
I do remember what you're talking about. I can't remember what it was.
It wasn't an alligator, was it?
No, I don't believe so.
Something made on the here down towards turn 4. Something was on the circuit a couple of years ago.
A gecko?
It could have been a gecko. I can't remember. But
there's these certain lizard things that are in Florida that stop when they have extreme cold. Could it have been one of them?
Well, so when they have extreme cold in Florida, it actually shocks the system of the lizards. And yeah, they do. They fall out of their trees, which is very strange. By the way, Kyle Kirkwood just mentioned there was 8.5 seconds between Palou and Kirkwood. Now it's 7 seconds, so still a big gap, but Kirkwood is chewing time out from Palou. But again, the problem he's going to have is making up the gap and passing those 3 cars between them, Foster, Rosenquist, and Malukas. Of course, we would expect those 3 to come to pit road, obviously, at some point. We just don't know when. But Kirkwood is chewing time out. It's already down to 6.7 now.
If they drop out of trees, do you think they'd evolve by now to just not go in trees when it's cold?
We don't know how smart they are.
Obviously not that smart.
No, I think it happened in Toronto as well.
It's a cold place.
Toronto, we've had a couple of bits. Of course, we're not in Toronto this year. Disappoints me. It's a great racetrack. Where are we going?
Markham, Ontario.
Oh, great. Is that just while the World Cup and all that odds on?
Yeah, so that's why they aren't in Mexico, which there were many rumors about last year about NASCAR and IndyCar maybe doing a double in Mexico City. But with Mexico City having the World Cup and Toronto having the World Cup, they haven't done that, which is probably fair.
Is pretty much, we'll see what happens next year with the calendar. Whether or not the Washington DC race stays on. This is dangerous, nearly yawned. That would kill me.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Matt.
On the last day of me having the really bad throat, I could not stop yawning all day.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, but that's just because I was really, really tired.
Coma to go, please.
Trust me, I wished I had one. But it really stretched out my throat, and it was so bad. Because, like, it was constant yawning.
Pit road.
Show kicked off with Jackson Jameis Winston.
This is Georgia Henneberry interviewing Jameis Winston, NFL quarterback.
I'm just grateful to see the precision that every racer is taking, every turn. You know, when it first started off, when I saw that 3-car pileup, I was like, man, these guys are hungry. They want it all. So it's just good to see. But my son, Taurus is an avid racer fan, and he's just so electric. It's just been amazing.
I got the thumbs up earlier, so I think he's liking it too.
I'm actually a race car fan.
Yes, he's a race car fan, and he loves it. Like, so I think the obsession of all these guys out there giving their best effort today, like, this is our first race. not just St. Pete Grand Prix.
I never came to a race, and I've been studying cars by drawing them.
Incredible. We're going to have to get some of those works of art. So who do you think is going to win?
We're so grateful for Fox, man. They brought him a car, and that's what he's like. He draws cars every day in school. He lives and breathes cars. Like when we take him to like K1 speed and things like that, like he's coming in first. Like he's really obsessed with it. So hopefully.
Also, I changed Lego trucks that aren't made out of Legos into.
Can we please move on from this, please? Please.
Everything that
End this interview.
is cars. So for us to be able, for Fox to allow us to come here and just experience this, like this is something that's so impactful. And obviously I know the importance of football and how that impacted me because I've been playing since I've been 4 years old. But to see the love that
Do you want me to stop it, Matthew?
Jameis, I swear that was the worst thing they could have done because once you get Jameis to start talking, he's not going to stop. And then, and apparently his kid is the same way. Oh dear.
Can we give that child overcoats?
Jameis, he's still talking. I can see on my second screen up here, which is the Fox feed. He's still talking.
This year. Thanks so much for being here.
You better believe it. We're going to be at more. Hopefully, I'm going to be your Fox Sports correspondent for more races. And we're going to turn this thing up, man. It's exciting. So I hope y'all enjoying it.
That's what I'm talking about, guys.
That, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and everybody, is the sound of Matthew Owens retiring from IndyCar commentary.
I mean, he could have gone the last 20 laps if they let him. He will not stop talking once you get him started.
To be fair, could I have him then in the commentary box? That might say my voice was wrong. Do you know what's really annoying? It's happened again like it did with MotoGP. My voice is sort of warming up the later it goes. So, you know, it's my vote. I think it's like an engine. It's warming up. I found the right frequency to stay at. So if I stay in that vocal zone.
So your voice is a car.
Yeah. Into the pit lane comes the 60, Matthew.
What do you expect?
Rosenquist pitting. Malukas also stopped. So now it is back to the running order is now what it is. Palou, Kirkwood, McLaughlin, Lundgaard, and O'Ward, the top 5. 6 seconds between Palou and Kirkwood. I'm sure Alex has probably run these last few laps knowing that he had this large lead. He could just settle in, log some laps, manage the gap, and if Kirkwood got to within striking distance, he could always turn it on, but it's still a 6-second groundswell between those two. McLaughlin is third. He's about a second and a half adrift of Kirkwood, and then it's a big 4-second gap from McLaughlin in third to Lundgaard in fourth. So it has rubber banded its way out as we have just north of 20 laps to go. By the way, give a call to the Norwegian Nightmare Dennis Hauger. Started third. He currently runs 10th. What a debut weekend for the Indy Next champion, now on the IndyCar level for Dale Coyne Racing. And that Dale Coyne team has run very well all weekend because Grosjean qualified in row 3 and is running 8th now.
It's a good run, isn't it, at the moment for Dennis Hauger on debut? By the way, O'Ward is close to throwing it into the barriers, like very close. I'm looking at his onboard camera up here in the commentary box.
I hope he doesn't, because we're only 21 laps away from.
Well, it's St. Petersburg. Anything happens. Or as one commentator called it once, St. Gentleman's Area Berg. That was quite an interesting fumble they did.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Google it.
Kirkwood's cut half a second off of Palou on this lap again, so.
Probably put commentator says before. Although I just might get something a bit different.
Yeah. Do you know what I did the first 2 days of me being ill?
Moaned.
No, I didn't. I just watched horror games.
I'm planning on getting sleep and I'll watch the cup race. You'll have a big pressure, by the way, Matthew, and Omi and JT and Matthew, because it is JBM. You know, our viewerships are high for that one. So good luck, boys.
Nervous laughter.
I'll be in bed watching with you, so. Yep. Good luck,
Oh,
people.
hang on. Different beds, please.
Yeah.
Before anyone gets
Yeah.
that one.
Okay, but we don't have any of the baked goods here anyway right now. Because last week when I baked that thing, he said, "Oh, I should come round."
What did you make?
I think it was like shepherd's pie at the brownies.
Oh, the shepherd's pie, yes. Matthew, what do you expect in the truck race tonight?
Well, still to some level, I expect Shane Van Gisbergen to wax the field, but qualifying, he did not have one-lap speed in his car yesterday in qualifying like we anticipated him to have. He's starting down in 13th, which for him on a road course is like starting 33rd. But I still expect him to carve his way through the field. He finally got his first win at COTA yesterday in the Grand National race, but Tyler Reddick is going to be hard to beat again. He has never finished outside the top 10 at COTA. He's only finished outside the top 5 there once. 4 top 5s in 5 races there. He starts on the pole, trying to make history. No one's ever won the first 3 races of a Cup Series season. I expect it to be a match race between Reddick and Van Gisbergen. Ross Chastain qualified second. That was a big surprise. He went into the media center yesterday and said, "Hands up if you thought that I would be the highest qualified Trackhouse car," because he's going up against Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilic on road courses. And so we'll see, but I do expect it to be the Reddick and SVG show. By the way, I do like how Fox, with Alex Palou running away from this race by miles, although, as we mentioned, Kirkwood has closed in to within about 5.7 seconds. Fox shows up the Mid-Ohio highlight from last year when Palou threw it off track with a big lead, and Scott Dixon got by him. I mean, he's not going to throw it off track here today, is he? If he throws it off track, he's going to be in the wall.
Yeah, and Omi was on the call for that Mid-Ohio race. You were taking over from me that day. You remember, it was you messaged me after saying you just missed the most dramatic part of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Where it all changed. Where it all very much changed. Right at the end. Because, you know, we were all just calmly waiting. And then all of a sudden it happened at the end. And it was energetic until we got to the checkered flag. Yeah, that was definitely one of the great moments. And one of the fun moments as well of last year. To be fair, most of the races I did were quite entertaining to some degree.
We had the dull ones. Even the 500 was dull. That's what you've got to remember.
Yes, it was.
That was a long night.
I just want to be taken back to the 2024 500 ending though.
84 days.
Go on.
84 days.
Is that water greens?
What?
Is that water greens?
Where are you looking?
The marine.
I think
The
I think the next thing we need to do, though, I mean, it is only the 1st of March, so we got plenty of time. I think we need to get Omi on a NASCAR race.
He's done O'Reilly.
Yeah, I did that a few weeks ago. Full race as well.
Really? Okay, I missed that. Okay. Get you on a cup race over with Matt and me at some point this season.
Great.
That'd be a lot of fun. Like that.
You sound so excited.
Get him on a road course. He'd be more excited.
Sounds absolutely thrilled to be there.
Although, to be honest with you, I'm going to be quite sad missing the NASCAR tonight, but I think I've chosen the right one to miss.
Probably.
It's a road course race. NASCAR never do well at road courses. Do you ask Matthew, can we just get rid of road course racing in NASCAR?
Oh, Shane Van Gisbergen fans would not like that. Neither would AJ Allmendinger fans.
But NASCAR fans don't like Shane Van Gisbergen, so
it's a win.
It's a win-win.
Well, we've got extra horsepower for the road courses and short tracks this year. We're up to 750 horsepower. So, see if that makes any difference. As let's see. Oh, Jack Harvey is interviewing Dario Franchitti.
Oh.
We saw you on track getting a bit dicey yesterday with Jimmy Hinch. How much fun did you have out there?
I had a great time, yeah. Sorry again, Hinch. I promised him last night that I'd buy him dinner to make up for taking him out of the game, but I had so much fun. I really did. I enjoyed it. It got really bloody hot in there, but I enjoyed it so much. The problem was I kept hitting walls. I had a really good truck, and I just kept bashing it into walls, and that eventually caught us out.
Well, man, it was so great to see you out back on track. Dario Franchitti, racing legend. Thank you.
Four-time IndyCar.
I was about to say that, Will. Yeah.
I was so sad that he didn't win because I had it all lined up that if Dario won, I had a great line to call him to the finish. It's Franchitti and St. Petey.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you see, I would have gone for, it was Houston, we have a problem,
Oh, boy.
to, yeah, and then I would have gone something different. Let's have a look. So, I would have gone with Houston, we have a problem, to ground control to Major Tom. Something about Florida, I don't know. I would have thought it on the high. Florida high, maybe, I don't know. But I would have worked in Houston somewhere because of that career-ending accident he had in 2013.
By the way, gap has stabilized from Palou to Kirkwood, now 5.8. So Kirkwood did really well to cut what he did, to cut it off, but he's not going to get any closer than that, I don't believe, unless Palou really starts to back off for these final 15 laps.
Now, I've taken to sitting down in the commentary box, and the boys can see me on the comcam. You lot at home can't until I press this button, because all I've got alongside me is what looks like a waving nun.
You see, in my mind right now, because you say rocking side to side helps you stand longer, but for some reason in my mind, do you remember when Zara was a newborn, our niece? I'm just imagining when I was once trying to put her to sleep, when I was round at Kellyanne's,
That'll do.
and I was rocking her to sleep.
I'll do it, yeah. It's all about keeping your weight.
Well, of course, she was like that because she hated being held like that.
She did. She liked to be.
So she was like that. So in my mind, I've just got that in my head.
Fox on commercial break, by the way, with 14 to go.
Yes,
Willpower winning.
Side by side.
Oh, it's side by side.
Which everyone apparently hates now. They announced last week that Fox will not go full screen brake during green flag racing in NASCAR, and everybody hated it because, oh, that just means they'll go side by side more. We cannot please NASCAR fans. They're always going to be miserable because they choose to be miserable. All they've been asking for is more side by side brakes rather than full screen brakes. Fox gives it to them, and they're offended by it. Enough already.
What have you made of Fox's coverage?
Oh, it's much better.
Yeah.
I mean, again, they got a different director this year. There's no full screen brakes under green flag racing. That's for all the Fox and FS1 races, by the way, which was stunning to me that it included the FS1 races on cable. But
yeah,
people are gonna just always hate something because we have to be miserable.
Here's a great stat that I hope the Oracle knows. In 68 Daytona 500s, and all the ones televised and broadcast across all the different networks, there's only ever been 4 TV directors.
Yes,
this year was the 4th.
Yeah, that is true, and of course Fox has now overtaken CBS for the most Daytona 500s broadcasts. CBS did 22 from 1979 to 2000. This year was Fox's 23rd. Of course, the other ones before that was only on either tape delay or Wide World of Sports on ABC. You also had the 3 on NBC in 2002, 2004, and 2006.
And didn't TNT get one as well, if I remember correctly?
They never got a 500. They helped out with NBC Speed Weeks, but they never got a 500.
They stayed in their jobs a very long time.
They did. 68 years worth, only 4 directors. It's a family unit. That's by Fox.
By the way,
I'm very much crashing now, so go on.
Palou put nearly a second on Kirkwood now. From we last mentioned it was 5.7, now it's 6.7. So starting to open it up again.
No one do the joke.
Huh?
Oh, I see what you're saying now. So sorry. So sorry to have said that. I opened the door for it. I'm so sorry. Actually, Kirkwood is starting to fall into the clutches of McLaughlin, isn't he? So, Omi, we might have a battle for second here.
That was close.
I know how close I was.
Okay, JB. That was interesting. Anyway. Right, yeah. Well, so sorry, Matthew. I know you were making an absolutely brilliant point, but I got very distracted with what was going on with that camera I can see at the bottom of my screen.
don't know if it
Megan's
was
trying to hit
I don't
me.
know if it was a brilliant point, but it was a point. Anyway, Kirkwood, he is falling into the clutches of McLaughlin, and we might have a three-way fight for second towards the end of this race, Omi, because it's Kirkwood, McLaughlin, and Lundgaard, those three separated by less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, very, very close, and very much a battle that is developing, and one that will hopefully go all the way until the end of the contest. This is going to be really exciting, and at least we have something, hopefully, to watch and see.
Fingers crossed, we're 10 to go, coming up. That Palou can get this done quickly. He's now dropping. The gap is 7.47.
Hello.
Whoa, Votver.
Oh,
What was that?
wow. JT's here. Hello.
Blowing out our eardrums. JT, I suggest you don't talk.
I have a headache, just so you know.
Boy, you lot are very sharp with each other, aren't you?
Yes.
Between Omi telling JB earlier that his analysis is not needed.
Standard, it's standard.
Oh dear.
You do 30-odd seasons a year with these three as well, or 4 if you count them as well. You kind of start wanting to destroy each other.
It's not destroy, just jest aggressively.
I am very much at the end of my vocal power. It's really. I might not
I
sound.
wonder why.
I might not sound different, but it's getting bad to feel it.
Well, you didn't sound normal at the start. You sound normal now, but yeah,
sounded
you're
like
now
a
crashing down.
Yeah. Earlier at the start was interesting.
You see, the aggressive jesting between me and Joshua is much different.
I think when Doctor Who comes back, I think I'm replacing Nicholas Briggs as the voice of the Daleks.
Yeah, I was wondering what the email was about.
Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Now do the entirety of Remembrance for Daleks.
Oh God, do you want me to kill my voice?
Yeah.
Sure.
Then you at least should rest it.
Um,
Don't actually do it! You're thinking of the first line. It's not a Dalek's line.
the Daleks' first line wasn't actually said by the Daleks, it was by that computer.
I know. The first Dalek to actually speak was saying exterminate, to be honest, because it appeared in that room.
It said, stay where you are,
Yeah.
do not move. No, it didn't say exterminate, it said you are.
Did they not say
of the
exterminate just
Daleks,
then?
you will be exterminated. That's
Well, they did say
Lundgaard here.
exterminate.
Later on.
Let's see what Lundgaard does here.
Yeah, Lundgaard out of the hairpin got really good traction there, and he pulls up right on McLaughlin. This is for the final podium places here between Kirkwood, McLaughlin, and Lundgaard. Good stuff between this trio.
Lundgaard's on it. He
Yeah,
is.
Lundgaard-
He's like, okay, if you're not battling ahead, then I want to get on with it here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think Lundgaard's a bit anxious to get on with this, and McLaughlin has run down Kirkwood from about 2+ seconds down. I think Kirkwood's tires are gone, and he's now holding these two up. Can he do it for 7.5 more laps?
That is going to be very critical for Lundgaard. Then he needs to jump both, but McLaughlin wants to have an attack ASAP as he comes through into it. He's looking for it. I'm just turning the camera. He's looking for it. He's trying to get through into turn 10. Not going to get the inside shift he wants. Oh, look at this! This is Lundgaard getting super duper tight into the hairpin.
Well, and he was really good through the hairpin last time. He got a great exit. This time, not as great. In fact, McLaughlin got the better exit that time. Pulls right up on Kirkwood as they flash across the line. 7 laps to go. All of this 10+ seconds behind Palou, who's heading towards another victory. I know that's shocking to everyone that's just tuning in that Palou's heading towards another victory, but it's a great battle for the rest of the podium places here. And if these three keep mucking about the way they are, Pato Award could be on them by the time the race ends.
Gap's only 4.7 seconds. It could be the case. Now, the thing is, look at Lundgaard. He's just railing him in. I will get to your question in the chat, by the way, in a second about the Daleks, but this is more important because we are here to talk about racing. But this is great.
Here he goes.
McLaughlin's going for it on the inside, Matthew.
Ooh.
Turn 10 move, and McLaughlin's through. He's past Kirkwood, and now Kirkwood's going to be left vulnerable to Lundgaard, who comes to driver's left, and he's going to get around him into the chicane. So that's not a very good 5 seconds for Kyle Kirkwood. He loses second and third. And now it's Ganassi, Penske, and McLaren on the podium. Andretti falls back.
Over the line. Is Lundgaard going to have a look on the inside? No, he's not.
High expectations, though, on Lundgaard this season, Omi. We talked about it in the pre-show and on the grid. Lundgaard's got a lot of expectations this year, and even though he's already made it onto the podium now and Kirkwood continues to fall back, Lundgaard, I think, is going to keep pushing and try to take McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, Omi.
Yeah, you may have just got into that third position, but you've got a car just a few car lengths ahead. You want to get on with it, and you want to make this move, JB.
Yeah, and this is what I was just going to say, because he's going to wait for the opportunity to use push to pass to actually get the most beneficial on it. McLaughlin's going to know he can go defensive down towards turn 10. Look at it. He's shaping the car ready to defend the inside line. Lundgaard's got to surprise him. JT, I've corrected your mic. It was my side issue. Somehow you went to 200. Hello.
200?
Yes. Hello. you can now talk if you're there. Hello, mate. Hello.
Wow, what a surprise. And
now it's not
an issue isn't mine.
Yes, it wasn't. Hello.
Of course, the producer system is always working when it's actually working, but we have side-by-side moves.
Yep, 2 by 2 coming through. Right, just quickly, as Lundgaard's catching up. If we want to talk about what the first words the Daleks ever said was, it was, "You will move ahead of me and follow my direction."
True. Back in the
That was the first ever Dalek words on television.
JB.
Yes, go on. The most famous dustbins in the world.
Catch me up. I was at Stan Lake listening to Dave Goddard on commentary. Catch me up. What has happened in the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, the first race of the 2026 Polo Car Series?
Looking for Rick to go bye-bye.
Are you trying to make me die?
Well,
yes, he is.
You're trying to make him talk.
I'll say this about Palou. He's just run a lap in the 62-second bracket, so he is setting some of the fastest laps of this race with 4 laps to go. His lead up to 13 seconds. It has been almost a typical IndyCar race, JT. It started out with McLaughlin from pole, taking off from the pole to lead. Marcus Ericsson kept him honest through the first stint, but in the first cycle of green flag pit stops, Ericsson overtook McLaughlin on an overcut, or was it an undercut? It was an undercut by 1 lap that Ericsson jumped McLaughlin, but then Palou jumped them both, and ever since he's taken the lead, he has not relinquished it. It's been a large lead ever since he's gotten it, and he's heading towards about a 15-second victory.
Thank you, Matthew. I also saw that lap 1, turn 4 happened.
Oh, yes. Stingray Robb cleaning the clocks of poor Mick Schumacher and Santino Ferrucci.
Cleaning the what?
Cleaning the clocks.
Good.
Had their clocks cleaned out. Is that just an American phrase, or am I... whatever.
It sounds like... Okay. Maybe that was
it sounds like another thing, perhaps. Okay, very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, it does.
Leave it.
We're moving on very swiftly.
JT, play the stinger. We need the moving on to the next storyline. Moving on to the next story. Thank you very much.
Why are you Scottish for?
I can't remember, and also I can't do it with my voice this way. Lundgaard's still closing in on McLaughlin. They've all got round about the same tyre advantage to what they all have. Palou's on black primaries of 30 laps. McLaughlin is on 29 lap-old red tyres. Same for Lundgaard, but he's 28 now. Kyle Kirkwood's on 32, so that's why he dropped back.
I'm so fascinated by the lake there because it's got so many different colours to it. I mean, obviously some of it is just like coral reefs.
Green.
But yeah, it's got green in it. Ow, that hurt.
Yeah, maybe you don't shout either. I love that.
2 laps to go.
She had it as well. Lundgaard's going for it into turn 1, Matthew.
Yeah, he might have a look. This is the penultimate lap, so he's only got one more chance after this in turn 1. Doesn't pull out this time. McLaughlin holds on. These two have pulled away from Kirkwood by a wildly by 9 seconds. Kirkwood falling into the clutches of O'Ward. Could be a battle on for 4th before the finish, as we're down to a lap and a half to go into turn 4. Lundgaard, Omi stays in the tire tracks of McLaughlin.
Absolutely. Very much. It is game on. 32 seconds of push to pass left for McLaughlin. 25 for Lundgaard. Lundgaard, the attacking car, looking to try and get his season started in some style. He's got onto the podium, but as we described earlier, he's got second, car lengths ahead, and that is where he'll hope to end up by the time the checkered flag drops.
White flag in the air, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Final lap for Alex Palou, who will put a lap on Nolan Siegel going into turn 1. The lead is over 13 seconds for Palou. He started his season last year by winning this race and by winning 5 of the first 6 races of the year. He's won the last 3 IndyCar Championships. He's won 4 of the last 5 IndyCar Championships. At an incredibly young age, Omi. At age 28, he'll be 29 a month from today. He's already writing himself into the history books, and he's going to get 2026 off to a great start as well.
Yep, writing himself into all of the stats and extending them, continuing to push on, and he has come into this season exactly where he left off last year, and now he's all prepared to get the victorious moment and get another year of celebration underway.
Through the chicane for the final time, no one near him in front or behind, and Alex Palou through the hairpin for the final time, and that legendary yellow and red look for the DHL Honda comes to the twin checkered flags. Alex Palou says hello to 2026 in only the way he could, with a dominant victory in the streets of St. Pete. Palou wins it. Who will be second? McLaughlin pulls Lundgaard out of the hairpin, towards the hairpin for the final time. And McLaughlin has finished second, ahead of Lundgaard third. That completes the podium with 2 Chevrolets behind the Honda of Palou. Kirkwood does hold on for 4th over O'Ward. Oh, but JB, it never gets old for Alex Palou. It might get old for others, but it doesn't get old for him. In just his 99th start, it's win number 20. He's winning nearly 20% of his starts, over 20% of his starts.
Well, it's got the right sponsorship, the DHL, because he really did send it in St. Pete and got a delivery. He wins the opening race of the year. Kevin Lees with Chip Ganassi.
Back it up.
You know, it's interesting. All the other teams aren't flat-footed over the off-season. They're working to try to beat us, and we work hard to keep a gap between us and them, and it's a challenge. You never know how hard they worked or how hard you worked, and I'm pleased with what we've been able to accomplish in the off-season to maintain some gap here, with the competition.
Congratulations. Alex Palou seems to keep getting better and better for Chip Ganassi.
Alex Palou wins in St. Petersburg. The season opener belongs to the young Spaniard. Scott McLaughlin second, Christian Lundgaard in third, ahead of Kyle Kirkwood and Pato O'Ward. Megan, your final thoughts so you can disappear from the box.
I thought it was good. I liked the crashing.
Yeah. Good
I
race.
also like the wheel falling off. Well, flying off.
Thanks for your help. When you gave me the lurgy.
I can't help it. I don't know how that happened, since you stay away from me all the time whenever I'm sick.
Well, I love it, the fact is that your voice is very clearly back. Mine is still...
Hold on.
Mine's here, but I can't get there.
What is your two's definition of staying away from each other when each other's sick? Because the picture that I'm seeing now, if it is indeed correct and live, is you two sat within the 6 feet circle next to each other in a garage in a random place in Lincolnshire.
But the thing is, I've already gotten over what he's got.
Yeah.
Which is very grim.
Very funny.
Good point. Yeah, I feel grim as well. Max, cheers very much. I'll see you later.
Because I had tonsillitis. I still have the headache and a ripped tonsil most likely.
Yeah. Anyway, food's waiting for you, so off you go.
Yes,
Bye,
it is.
Megan. Have a good evening, week. And
try.
yeah.
See you in Australia.
Bye bye. This
Right.
is when we need to watch Remembrance for Daleks, by the way.
Good point. Matthew, down
Bye,
to
Megan.
you. I'm going to rest my voice now, so I'll come back at the end when you need me. So, Matthew, over to you.
Alex Palou is pulled into victory circle. Mentioned this as his 99th start and his 20th win. If you take out his rookie season in IndyCar, where he did not win in 14 races, then he has won 20 of his last 85 starts, which is an even more ridiculous thing to think about, as that is winning 1 in every 4 starts, just about. He's the first driver to win the IndyCar season opener in back-to-back years since Sebastian Bourdais won this race in 2017 and 2018. And here he is, the Spanish superstar, climbing out of his car, victorious in St. Petersburg again.
Some things don't change. That is one of them. And yes, into, well, the hands of the rest of the team. And another year of enjoying victories.
Congratulating just about everyone on his crew before he talks to Georgia.
Back on the radio, starting 2026 with a bang. Welcome to the 2026 season. How much did you miss this feeling?
Amazing. Like, I cannot really tell you. It's been an amazing off-season. Everybody at CGR and Honda have done a tremendous job. And yeah, I don't know what to say. The car was unbelievable today. Felt like those Firestones were like everlasting. Like they would just keep going. I had an amazing car today. A lot of power. So yeah, cannot thank these guys enough.
Congratulations from Chip Ganassi himself, and well-deserved. Almost a 13-second lead there. It's been a long off-season. There have been rule changes. The goal was to improve. How did you do it?
This team, it keeps on improving, keeps on making new changes, and they just keep on raising the bar. So it's pretty impressive. Long season in front of us, but what a great way to start this season.
Chip, how impressed are you?
I mean, it's just, obviously it's been an interesting off season on the track and off the track. It's all behind us now, and we're right back to where we want to be.
Congratulations, back-to-back for Alex Palou and Chip Ganassi Racing.
Palou show continues and shows no signs of stopping Omi. I mean, again, he had the championship just about wrapped up after the first 6 races last year, winning 5 of those first 6. Won the 500, of course, cruised to the title. This has to be the worst nightmare for all the other drivers and teams to come into a new season, and here he is, jumping into victory circle straight away again.
One campaign finishes, and already for the drivers in the field, the goal next year, you've got a name to beat. Next year begins, we've now had a race, and they've not managed to beat it. So they've still got a long way to go. But as proven last season, you can pretty much get it nicely wrapped up after about 6 races. So, we're going to have 3 done by the time, we go through the next 2 weeks. So that's halfway there already. So it's not long, is it? It's not long until this championship already could be with a hand and maybe even a finger on a trophy.
Yeah, it just has to be so demoralizing to the rest of the competition. But he is at the top of his game. He is, in comparison to the field in which he races against, Alex Palou is one of the best race car drivers on the planet right now. And he has won the season opener. This race had 6 different winners in the last 6 years prior to Palou winning today. As mentioned, first driver to win it in back-to-back years since Sebastian Bourdais in 2017 and 2018. First repeat winner in that span since Bourdais as well at this racetrack. Omi, what else did you think about the day? I can't help but look at those Dale Coyne cars. I know they dropped back from their starting positions, but still, what a tremendous, tremendous weekend for Romain Grosjean to start 6th and finish 8th, and the rookie Dennis Hauger to start 3rd and finish 10th.
Yeah, still managed to get the top 10 for Dennis Hauger. It has been an absolutely extraordinary weekend. Yesterday, it was absolutely thrilling. It was great to see him up there and doing so well. And, in a race, it's a completely different ball game. It was not going to be, nearer to the top. Eventually, he could absolutely get there. He's got the potential. But for today, 10th is absolutely fantastic. And yeah, there was quite a few teams who will be satisfied. And then there'll be, of course, some which cannot say quite the same. So there will be very much different emotions leaving this round. But, it's all eyes now to in a week's time.
Guys, can I be that guy?
Okay.
And I cannot believe the time has come. Matthew, you were mentioning how Sebastian Bourdais won it in 2017 and 2018.
Right.
Didn't Joseph Newgarden do the double in 19 and 20?
Season opener, but not at St. Petersburg. St. Pete was not the opener in 2020.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, there you go.
So we're just counting season openers.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Let's hear from Scotty
Oracle,
Matt.
you still keep your title.
Yep.
Oh, we try. Omi mentions that in a week's time, not even a week is it, because round 2 of the season on the 1 mile bull ring in Phoenix next Saturday. Remember, it is a Saturday race, March 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have it on both of these channels, of course. The Good Ranchers 250 from Phoenix. Amazing to see IndyCar back at Phoenix. They did a test there just a handful of weeks ago. Cannot wait to see an extra oval race. And then, as we talked about, 3 races in 3 weeks to start the year. We go to the new race, the Java House Grand Prix in Arlington, Texas on March the 15th. It is a quick and fast start to this IndyCar season. So they're going to have to catch Palou either straight away to start the season here early, or they're not going to.
Simple as that. Really is just simple as that. It is, you have to start making an impact now, or it is, quite simply, far too late.
Yeah, exactly right. So, however you're watching us on JB Motorsports or on Ultimate Sports Media, we will be going off the air here in just a matter of moments, but then going back on here shortly for the NASCAR Cup Series Duramax Texas Grand Prix, Circuit of the Americas. The coverage here on the Ultimate Sports team starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. JB, what is it on JBM?
Same time as you. It's co-production.
Very good. Just wanted to check, make sure on that. So only about a half hour until the action picks up at COTA. JB, I'll hand it over to you as we wind this one down. Good IndyCar season opener. It was entertaining at times, but in the end, it was the same old show, the Palou Show.
Same old, wasn't it, as well? Thank you, by the way, to everybody for assisting with me with my very damaged voice. It's not too bad, but it's getting to the point where it's going to be dangerous. So I'm looking forward to sitting back and listening to you guys do the cup race as well. Palou, well, same old. Trust him to just take the season opener. Let's see what he can do when we go to Phoenix next week. It's an oval, and he's 50-50 on those. Okay, so we're going to sign off now on JB Motorsports, and then Matthew can sign off on USN. What an absolutely amazing weekend we have had here from St. Petersburg, from IndyCar to the trucks. We'll catch you next time when we go racing in Phoenix. Bye-bye. And I'll hand it down to you, Oracle.
And I won't say anything more than that. It was an entertaining weekend in St. Petersburg all the way around, with IndyCar starting their season, and the Truck Series here put on a great race yesterday. Enjoyed doing that with you, JB. And we'll see what that opens the doors up to for more NASCAR here in the streets of St. Pete, perhaps in the future. But we will sign out of here from St. Petersburg. We'll head to Austin, Texas here in about a half hour or so. But we will see you there for NASCAR at COTA. Until then, so long from St. Petersburg, where Alex Palou has won again his 20th career win in the IndyCar Series. So long.